Thank you for this wonderful Easter 3-day weekend, 4-day weekend. Super excited to hear this song again. Haven't heard it in about 3 weeks. My God. Yeah. How's everyone's Easter been? I had a good day. Ate my first Cadbury egg of the year. Those Cadbury cream eggs, they are intense. I hope you don't mind that I softened up this background image. It was a little too intense. I wasn't going to be staring at a bright white screen for the next 2 to 3 hours. So I softened it up to a nice Easter lavender color, and I guess we're going to just goof off. The last couple streams have been pretty hyper-focused. I've been pretty busy getting around, pouring myself around on the YouTubes, having a good time doing it. I guess it's not whoring if you're doing it for free. Just flutting myself around. Anyway, thanks for coming in on another episode of Tales from the Dorkside. I took my second Monday off of the year last week. Previously, I guess I'll take one Monday off every season. That sounds good. 4 Mondays, maybe 5 this whole year. That'll be good. 5, 6 days. 6 days. Didn't stream last week because I decided need to do my research, because Tuesday had a great time on Dark Hour's channel. He was just we had this epic Boogie Night stream. Epic Boogie Nights episode on his channel. Talked about Boogie Nights for 2.5 hours, which wasn't enough time. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. And I knew it wasn't. It was supposed to be a 2-hour stream, which, that's impossible to talk about this movie, not as long as the movie itself. So I was talking like a train, just motor mouthing. It seemed like I was on a bunch of cocaine, which is funny because we were talking about cocaine, but no. I was just really excited about Boogie Nights, and honestly, it was so thorough, but we still only scratched the surface level details. Just kind of breaking down scene by scene, basic structure and meaning and little trivia. But it's like, dude, I want to do like another part 2, like a full length commentary, and talk about, the framing, the shots, the lighting, the performances, the costumes. There's so many more details that have been left unspoken. Such a great masterpiece. But yeah, had a great time last Tuesday talking about that. Decided instead of doing a stream and half-assing it and talking about Boogie Nights the night before, I figured I should just watch the movie. And I ended up watching it 2 times in a row with 2 different director commentaries for fun. Just felt like doing it. And I sped it up, so I'm watching it at, pretty fast speed, kind of burning through it, taking some screenshots for the presentations. And then I almost did a third run through, but I'm glad I didn't. It wasn't necessary. Yeah, so that was fun. And then Dark Hour from Let's Talk Cinema, from his channel, he had a big day today. He was on what was he? He was on not Little Platoon's channel. I don't remember his name. The Cinema Deviant, Cinema Snob, Cinema Cynic, Cinema something guy, movie guy, another movie guy's channel. Him and Little Platoon. Little Platoon's a guy I kind of just heard of. They talked about the Mario movie stuff. He had a big old audience. Good for him. Got a plug in on my channel talking about when the hell are we going to watch the Bob Hoskins Mario movie. That's something I like to put in the We Watch catalog. These We Watch movies, I'm having a great time doing them, but I don't know how long they're going to be available on YouTube. I feel like if this channel starts getting popular, once I start actually promoting the channel towards the end of the year, I'm afraid, I got some copyright claims out already, but it seems to be not an issue. Videos are up, no big deal. But I guess at any minute they could just burn my channel down if they wanted to. I don't care. Who cares? Just go to Rumble, go to BitChute or Odyssey or one of the other mini. I don't care. Who cares? It's fair use. It's fair use, and they know it. But anyway, I'm glad that Dark Hour got to put up his little 2-minute Mario movie, and he used this thumbnail, this still from the movie I had sent him. So good. That is Bowser's finger. All right, so Luigi's got a finger in his nose. It's not a big uncircumcised penis. We were talking about penises a lot on the Boogie Night stream, though, like you do. Dirk Diggler's big fake wang. I don't know. Basic consensus is the Mario movie isn't very good. It's good for a children's movie based on a dumb video game with no plot, but it's just a bunch of fan service, and it's just so funny watching these grown adults arguing about it, like, oh, it's gonna be woke because Princess Peach is a girl boss, or hey, it wasn't woke. It's making money because it's a big finger to the PC crowd. And it's like, you guys are like 30, 40-year-old men and women. Like, why are you guys, talking about this video game movie to such an extent? Like it's some kind of high art form. I mean, I understand. Like, hey, we saw the Mario movie. Kids loved it. I had a good time. That's a fine enough review for me. I saw the movie. The kids liked it. I fell asleep. Also, a worthy review. Well, let's talk for 2 hours and break down the lore of Mario. It's like, as an Italian, I feel like Mario's like one of our few pop culture fictional icons. There's plenty of real life Italian icons, but not enough like fictional ones. We got Mario, we got Chef Boyardee, we got who else? Not a ton of them. A lot of famous Italian actors and filmmakers and historical figures, people like that. Because Italians, they seem to bring an exuberance to them. I like how they are kind of doing the Bob Hoskins. Mario is an Italian American. He's not an Italian. Like in the video games, he's definitely like he talks like my grandmother. Mamma mia. It's interesting though because this is Easter. My grandmother passed away last Easter, which wasn't an exact year ago today, but God, I can't believe it's been a year. Crazy. How time flies. Pour one out for Nona. We miss her. But yeah, got a little shout out on the little platoon stream for whatever the guy's name is. Channel, I forget. I gave him some money too. That was the sad part. I gave us $5. I was asking, hey, when are we gonna do the Bob Hoskins Mario movie? And also, I want to watch Speed with Blue Collar Loser. Blue Collar Loser might pop in. He was on our Last of Us stream 2 weeks ago, and that's the thing. I wanted to do a goof off stream tonight. Just talk about whatever the hell, goof off for a few hours, late night. My cousin will pop in probably 30, 40 minutes after that. Hopefully Meg can come in also after that. We can watch, talk about MILF Manor and some trash TV, whatever else we want to talk about. But yeah, the last couple streams have been hyper focused. Last of Us, the Cronenbergs, talk about the Cronenbergs, the two father and son, his newer movie. What was it called? Infinity Pool. That was a couple weeks back. Then the week after that was The Last of Us. That was fun. I got a lot of compliments on The Last of Us stream with Blue Collar Loser. It was good. We both. I'm glad it was just us two, and we just kind of went over everything. We definitely talked about everything that needs to be said about Last of Us. So hopefully we don't ever need to bring it up again until the terrible season 2 comes out, which will be inevitable. And then what else? Yeah, it's just fun because this Mario stream that Dark Hours got coming up, he's going to have some guests on. I think I might sit that one out, Can't do too many of these hyper-focused. I don't like to do homework for these streams, I just want to talk about what I already am versed on, what I'm already knowledgeable on. Tyler, he wanted to make it tonight from the Cronenbergs episode. Tyler Wolf. But he it's a little late for his Canadian blood, even though he's kind of in the same time zone as me, I think. Or he's an hour ahead. But still, fun stuff. He might come on I guess in a week or 2 weeks from now. I think he'll come on in 2 Mondays and we'll talk about Ari Aster and his fucking weird ass filmography. He's the guy who did Hereditary and Midsummer and that weird ass short the thing about the Johnsons. We'll talk about that. But also, he's got his new movie coming out, The Beau is Afraid, with Joaquin Phoenix playing a very weird man in a weird setting in a weird movie. So I'm excited about that. We'll see it. I might go to the theaters just to talk about it with Tyler. I haven't been to the theater since Licorice Pizza. That was October of 2021, I think. 2022. And then the last time I went to the theaters before that was Endgame. I still haven't seen Avatar 2. I think I'm going to see it next week. So yeah. Also, some shameless self-promotion. Let's see here. I can pull this up. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of this? I should have pulled this up earlier, like I pulled up all these other slides. We got somebody in here. I love that we get the sound effect now because I could stop what I'm doing and bring Chris, Mr. Blue Collar, in here. How you doing, bud?
Good. Sorry, I forgot my laptop. I didn't have Google Chrome, and with the Apples, you can't actually do StreamYard through Apple's iOS. You actually have to download Chrome.
What?
Yeah, I had this on with Russell with my iMac, so I have a laptop, and I had to redo the whole process. That's what took so fucking long.
Dude, I swear, like, it's like Apple, they just make the worst, like, restrictive, overpriced pieces of crap now. You know?
It's weird. Like, in terms of businesses and stuff and setting up professional things, Apple's fantastic in certain aspects, you know.
Are you? Oh, you're pushing a button on and off. I see what's happening there.
Yeah, someone's watching TV in the background. I can hear bleed into it. So
no worries, man. You know, the radio etiquette's always appreciated. You know, yeah, no, I don't want to be. You know, I'm not like shit talking or nothing. I like having new guests on. Me and my cousin, you know, we do these Jackbox games on Twitch every Sunday, which are fun. It's goofing off, and I don't even understand who watches it, and I kind of don't really want to know the people that kind of watch us play games on Twitch. That seems weird and sad.
Yeah, it does.
But you know, whatever. But at the same time, you know, we keep bringing in new people to play these games, and it's always like every week is like go over the basics again with the, you know, the background noise and the talking over people and the adjusting your settings and getting your screens going, and it's like, man. It'd be better to just like have like a crew of people and just keep, you know, get better at it and stop. It's like X-Men 2 or Spider-Man 2. Like we're done with all the getting to know you stuff.
Yeah, my thing is, I don't care if one person's watching or 1,000. I try making it seem as professional as possible. You know?
Yeah. And you know, as far as like, you watched Russ's stream, right? He was on today.
I caught half of it. I was actually when he streamed, I was doing a job interview, so I caught a little bit of it. I gotta catch the replay. So cool. I caught the parts where them guys went to a whole 15-minute like just shitting all over Mario Brothers. And after my job interview, I called my buddy. He's seen Mario yesterday. We talked for 45 minutes. He goes, "Chris, it's the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life."
You liked it. Yeah, you liked it.
Loved it. So it's on the fence, but I definitely want to go with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. That I'm taking my girlfriend to see it tomorrow, and I mean, my mother, your mom, knows. The entire planet knows Mario at this point.
Oh yeah, and Mario, you know, you kind of just missed it earlier where I was talking to myself, but I was like, yeah, man, it's just funny because like love it or hate it, it's just weird watching like grown men just like obsessively talk about it for too long. Like when you say like it's like either you can say like, hey, I took my kids to see it, they loved it, and I liked it too, or like my other friend. Who was it? Someone on it wasn't Little Platoon stream. Who was the name? It was Cinema Who?
Oh fuck, I forgot now too.
No one remember. I don't remember.
It's one, and like, I feel bad, but yeah, the guy's got like 70K fucking.
Yeah.
Subs,
I don't feel that bad for not remembering. I mean, Jesus, man.
What we said before, dude, it shows you YouTube how big it is. Like you can have 100,000 subscribers, and I've never heard of you. Like, it's crazy.
Totally. Yeah, exactly. I mean, YouTube's a worldwide thing, but it's just funny because like I was saying how like, yeah, like you can. One of the guys on the stream was saying like, oh, I took the kids to it and I kind of fell asleep. And it's like, yeah, sure. So you know, love it or hate it. It's like, it's really all a grown man should really talk about the new Mario movie. Like, yeah, it was good. It was fun. The kids will like it and had some great callbacks. This idea of like talking about how it's like an epic piece of art and the woke crowd is losing, or also it's just like, you know, it's nonsense girl boss fan service. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I could talk. Like I talked about Boogie Nights for 2.5 hours. I could easily talk for another 2.5 hours.
Which I love, by the way. I watched that. Like your jokes, I was laughing so fucking hard watching.
I felt like I was high on cocaine because like I was definitely trying to like pack in the 2 hour. You know, like these streams tend to run about 3 hours when we get bored. But like our Last of Us stream went for like 4 hours, and that was still pretty tight.
Yeah, but to be fair, we cover an entire 9 episodes of a television show. So
yeah, I mean it's tight 4 hours.
Yeah,
but as far as like talk about Mario for 4 or 5 hours, Jesus Christ. Now, maybe if I played all the video games and we're talking about like Mario Kart and Mario Party and the original Mario games, like sure I could talk for a few hours about those, but
yeah, well, it's like Jeremy said, because I mean, some people I will quote anybody agree with, G from Geeks and Gamers, and listen to him on the Open Bar for Critical Drinker. He even said, guys, he's like, I said in my video, if you watch it, like a 6-year-old could have wrote the script for Mario Brothers, and sometimes I'm fine with that. Like, no one ever played a Mario Brothers game.
Not a bad thing.
And no one ever played the game. Like, this isn't Final Fantasy, guys. It's a plumber.
Dude, Final Fantasy is the same thing. It's like so crazy. I have no idea what's happening though. I've seen all the Final Fantasy movies, like Kingsglaive, like all these crazy like knights in armor driving around in fucking sports cars. It's weird. And then there's like the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I've never played Final Fantasy VII. I have no idea what's going on. I've seen the movie like half a dozen times. It's still awesome.
Yeah, I was surprised with the remake, but that's the point though. Yeah, it's like or Last of Us. You played Last of Us for the epic storyline. It's every single Mario game. It's pretty simple. Bowser kidnapped Peach. Yeah. Mario's got to kill Bowser. Pretty fucking basic, guys.
Collect a bunch of stars and do some weird
mushrooms, and sometimes Luigi gets kidnapped, and yeah, like even the director, I put that into my video, said, of course, people, and we talked about this with the drinker, that people, they left or right, there's extremes on both sides. So anytime now people are so anti-fucking woke, whenever you see a female warrior, oh my god, it's fucking woke. And no, even the guy who made Mario Brothers said, guys, this was 1985. We were very limited by technology. We wanted to make multiple playable characters. Luigi wasn't even the first Mario. It was just a little pixelated Mario. He's like, we wanted Peach to be a playable character. The technology limited us. Of course, Mario Bros. 2 comes out. Peach is a playable character. And so it's not like Peach has never been active in fucking Mario.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with like Peach. Peach is great. Toad's great. Yoshi's great. All these characters are fun designs, but like I don't really know what drives Yoshi. You know what I mean? Like I don't really know what drives Toad. I know he's a weird mushroom guy who tells Mario where to jump. It's not that complicated. It's it's like a kindergarten stuff.
Yeah, popped open. Honey, want to try this bottle? Talking Enzo. This is Smirnoff Blue Raspberry.
Dude, that's what my homeboy at karaoke is always drinking blue vodkas like that.
Yeah, she's so excited. We're going to New York City, and I'm talking about the Alamo Draft House. I'm not sure where you're at.
Oh, yeah, they got them over there. I'm in Austin, where I was in Austin, where it came from.
I told her pictures. I showed her pictures about the Alamo Draft House. We got a 6 p.m. showing scheduled. I'm like, the fact that you can bring me alcohol while I'm watching fucking Mario Brothers is the greatest thing ever. Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's great for movies you've seen before, and it's great for movies you don't really give a shit about seeing. Like, I gotta go. Like when I saw Brokeback Mountain, I saw it for free. My bass player was a waiter there, and back in the day when it first started out, the waiters would check your tickets. So if the waiter was your friend, he would just be like, yeah, just sit in an even number row at this movie at this time. And I'm like, okay. I went and saw so many free movies, and it was also like I'd slip him $20 and he would sneak me like a pitcher of beer and a pizza. Like it was cool. But like I gotta say, like word to the wise, like a lot of food, a lot of full course meals you get there. But I would say it's better to just get like a pitcher of beer or a few bottles of beer. Not bottles, maybe cans, because I've definitely heard people drop bottles and break them in the middle of movies. That happens.
Shit. Yeah.
But like try not to drink too much unless it's like you don't mind going to the movie theater, or the bathroom in the movie theater.
I forget it's only 90 minutes, so I can't get that,
Yeah, 90-minute movie's a good idea. Drink a few beers. I like to when I go there and I eat stuff, I will either get see, the thing is they used to have decent food. Like they used to have this Godfather pizza that was pretty good. But like, I don't know, at some point in the late 2010s, they kind of switched the menu around, and it's just like, now I kind of just get like, if I were to eat something, I would get like maybe like an espresso or a cafe a la mode, like a ice cream a la mode, something like that, ice cream with a coffee on it or some kind of crazy shit like that. Like just kind of more like a snack, just like a dessert.
Yeah.
Stuffing my face with like a burger in the middle of a movie, especially something I've never seen before, it definitely takes away the immersion for sure. And I swear to God, I don't know if they still do it like this, but I haven't been there in a while, obviously. But it was like without fail during the final act of the movie, during the climax of the film, the waiters come by one last time to let you know, hey guys, last call.
Oh shit.
Last call. There's final it. And it's like, please, That like we're just found out the killer is his brother. Like we just found out, and like or even if they don't say anything, like they're still like they'll creep up in front of your table and like a little hand will like pop up out and they'll drop a little receipt, a little tab, and then they kind of snicker off, and it's like it's distracting, even if they're not being distracting. The fact that they're not being distracting is distracting because you notice like, wow, these guys are like ninjas being quiet. But still, it's like,
I definitely text everybody tomorrow. I want to let everyone know how the experience is because afterwards we're gonna go some marijuana infused chicken wings, which are awesome. So,
but that sounds good. I hope they taste good. I hope they don't just taste like weed.
They did last time. That's what. Well, you guys seen my Facebook for her birthday, and she's like, Chris, out of the entire menu, and we weren't that high yet. She was what they call them chicken lollipops. She's like, I don't know what's in this shit, but it's not marijuana. It's
Do they actually take the wing and like pull it over and make it like shaped like a little meatball, like a little lollipop?
I mean, basically, yeah. It's like the chicken. I'll take pictures. I'll show it tomorrow. And they're boneless, and I just kept eating them and eating them. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever tasted. Like,
Meg is actually not a big chicken wing fan, or she just doesn't like buffalo sauce that much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like chicken, just not buffalo sauce. It's gross.
Right. So
it burns my nostrils.
Garlic Parmesan wings and stuff like that.
Oh, I just had a nice garlic soup with an extra scoop of garlic in it.
Wow.
Cool. Now you got that little dog over there, and Alex is over there too, right?
Yep. Alex, say hi.
Hi.
What's up? Yeah. What? I mean,
with honey.
We were talking. I brought up Mario because I was mostly glad that I was saying Dark Hour used this thumbnail I sent him of this for his video. I was like, yes. So that was cool. But I mean, now that Meg's here, it's like, dude, Chris, did you watch MILF Manor?
I know it's on my to-do list as I've been, between moving and job interviews and driving to New York City.
You're like a full-on grown-up with his own life?
Yeah. Well, no, I remember him saying one time that he was gonna, eat some edibles and watch MILF Manor, and I was like, oh, I've been watching it too. It's insane. Me and Meg watched all of it.
Nice.
I only saw like 3 of them, I think.
Guess I'll go take 13 ripples. Anyways,
he's asking again, Enzo. So what's the premise again? Because last time we were talking, I was drunk. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know it's obscene.
So what's the premise of MILF Manor?
So it's just funny because they try to set it up like it's a surprise, but basically it's like these. What is it? 7? Actually, there's 8 MILFs, and
so there's
they
8 MILFs.
show up. There are 8 MILFs, and they're in this Mexican resort, and they have to go on this like dating pool. Yeah, with these young lads, but of course the twist is the young lads are their own sons. So.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, apparently her mother loves the show. So yeah.
I don't say I loved it, but I love to. I love the reaction it made me when I was watching it.
Yeah,
it made me want to think the end is near and stuff.
It has a particular audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say the thing I will say is this group of MILFs, they are truly diverse. Like they are diverse in the way they act, the way they look, the way they talk. Like everyone's got their own favorite MILFs. I mean, I'll just go over. I mean, this one, I mean, Stephanie, she was kind of like the standout of the show because everyone wanted her. But it was funny because she was like obviously like a hardcore, a real devout Christian.
Yeah.
And her son were the only ones that would routinely be like, this is fucked up. I don't like what we're doing here. This is too much. I'm going to step outside. There's like a game where like they show up, right? And like the kids have to like show off their sex ed skills to the moms. So the moms have to like, ask them like, hey, like show us an example of like foreplay. And it's like, your own mother's watching this guy like eat out a fruit as if it's like a vagina. And it's like weird, dude.
That's some uncomfortable shit. I'd not be okay with my mother watching me eat a peach slowly in front of a girl.
Yeah. And there's so many other there's so many. Now, this is what's interesting is so there's 2 MILFs missing from this lineup. Now, there was one MILF and her son, and they did not jive with anybody. For some reason, no one was interested in them. No one was talking to them. They seemed to just be kind of like lounging around the resort. So by the 2nd or 3rd episode, they booted them and replaced them with like another random MILF and son. And so they kind of show everyone like, hey, if you guys don't fucking play along, we'll replace you like that. But what was interesting is on Red Letter Media, they had mentioned on the Friday, the Nightmare on Elm Street episodes that this MILF, this new MILF, was actually Alice from the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and 4 and some other these sequels. And her son was the one who was eating the fruit, and he was a little he was a little too open for my.
So there were things all about all of these women's kids. Like, for example,
the kids were all weird.
The second to right one, the Asian girl, her name ironically was So Young, spelled Soyoung, So Young.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One of my favorites.
Her son was like, there was like a thing where you're supposed to guess which secret on this wall belongs to your kid, and his was I got pink eye from eating ass. And then her secret was I fucked my son's best friend. So then like everyone's guessing the secrets, and she's like, yeah, I had a thing with your best friend, and it was no longer funny. Like
he went into shock.
Yeah.
He like went into the pool and started having like a drunken like talk to himself. Like,
yeah, he went in the pool naked and was like, everyone leave me alone.
Whoa, hey, it's whatever, man. It's just a game. His mom's like, come on, sweetie, get out of the pool. And it's like, it's one of those things where like he knows exactly which friend it is too,
And it was a devastating show because all the boys were like, I've heard this guy talk about women in private. I don't want him dating my mom. And then all the moms were like, this lady is a slut. I don't want her dating my son. And so it just created, aside from the awkwardness of the mother-son dynamic, the second to the right. But aside from the mother-son dynamic, there was this, completely other dramatic exchange just between the boys or between the girls about, hey, what are your intentions with my son, and you went on a date with him yesterday, and today you went out with this guy, and what are you doing? And it's like, bitch, we're on a show trying to date everybody.
But it was funny because like, for instance, like the big standout of the show, hands down, was Paula's son, Jose. Like I was kind of in love with Jose. It was hilarious. Like the dude was just like charming. He looked like a fucking Pixar illustration.
Yeah.
He had a very friendly face with like a big nose and a big smile. A very tall, very Latin, just he had this kind of like genuine smile where like even I was like, fuck, I want to have a beer with this guy, like he seems cool. And like all the women were into him. So Young. This lady, I can't remember her name. She was obsessed with him. She went on one little date with him.
Which lady?
Ryan's mother. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
The only
well, there were two black girls, but one of the black ladies got removed and then got replaced with the Nightmare.
She did go on a single date though. So
yeah, the worst was this lady. Not the worst, but she was the one that I felt the most sorry for because she's not that bad looking.
Oh, please fuck me, lady.
Sheridan is her name, and she was so like coming on so hot and heavy, so like please, like you want to make out, like are you a good kisser? Why don't you show me, like that kind of shit.
What are your tricks in bed? Why don't
please
you tell
just
me about...
like someone have sex? Look how she's standing for her pose. She's the only one, like ass out, please, mini skirt. Like she was begging for sex, and like guys, these young boys would go on dates with her, and they'd just be like, it was just kind of just didn't really feel like I was very rushed, and I felt awkward, and I didn't know what to do.
Even ass-eating pink eye guy, was like she was a little forward for me.
Yeah, she had awesome. She had the guy who like ate out the fruit like a vagina. She went on a date with him, and she was basically like begging him for sex. He showed her around some cactuses, and then she's just basically like, "Please, like take me to my room." And he's like, "Well, it's a great date." And then of course she got booted off after that, and I was just like, "Someone take one for the team and have sex with her before she leaves." That's all she needs is just a good shagging.
But her son was hot, so that kept her on the show. Everybody wanted to fuck her son.
Yeah, people did want her son, who was like a young blonde, kind of dumb. Yeah, Chip and Dale's dancer. The dude definitely was like the most ripped. And it was funny because he was the youngest of all of them, one of the younger ones, and he was built like freaking I don't know, like 90s peak Hulk Hogan,
Alex watched a couple episodes with me, but I don't think she's totally up on all the shit we're talking about, which I mean, neither is Dark Hour. So
yeah, and then this lady, I mean, these two together, I mean, my God, like Kelly is first of all, what's so shocking is she's just like a drunk, like a lush, the queen of
she was the 60-year-old with the giant fake tits who was like the sorry, I was telling Alex far left where she had
Yeah,
He was
Kelly was like the
super
lizard
smart.
woman. The lizard
He
woman
was-
who had a lot of plastic surgery, and
Oh,
she's
Jesus.
just there to party. She's like
He was
drunk.
trying to fuck everybody's son just to
She's
make them mad. Like, she'd be
yeah.
like, "Hey, look at me and your son."
She could tell everyone else in the show was like, please don't date Kelly. A girl like Kelly, no. She's literally like, you know, standard like Paris Hilton if she was 60 years old. You know, that's kind of what the vibe she gave off. And her son was like the most embarrassing, like little rocker dude. He had this like Robert Pattinson with like Robert Pattinson's stupid little emo brother. That's kind of like the vibe he gave, like with some kind of like fetal alcohol syndrome, maybe. But he had these horrific like freckles all over his body, and he wore the most like atrocious like try hard rocker outfits. Like he'd wear
super
like
metro with his limp
mesh
wrist and his nail
body
polish.
shirts, you know, and like over ridiculous like, you know, like a tie over a t-shirt with no sleeves, you know, like looked like he came out of a My Chemical Romance video, but he wasn't. He was a weird looking guy, you know. And then this lady,
Wow.
What other trash shit were we going to talk about?
I mean, probably briefly start Stacey and Darcy.
Oh, I feel like you
90 Day
things on the message, and I can't remember the second one.
Doesn't matter. I mean, MILF Manor was like so insane. I mean, God. But I gotta say,
it's gonna be a staple now, like 90 Day. It's gonna be like MILF Manor spinoffs.
they're doing
like
a season 2 for sure. They'll do us 2 or 3 seasons, and they'll start doing spinoffs.
Where are they now for all the couples that like made it? It'll be a million fucking spinoffs.
One of the more disturbing aspects of the show is this old lady, the eldest of them all. She's literally like 62 years old. She was hooking up with the youngest guy in the show.
21.
Yeah. And he looked like a baby too. It was bizarre. But anyway.
And he was so like his game was so weak. He's like, I could have never imagined that I would be at a dinner with somebody
with
so
such a beautiful woman. Yeah.
And she's like, oh.
God, let me see if I can find a picture of these little kids, because like if we could see the lineup of them. And what's funny is this lady, she was nice, and she, you know, she definitely had like how Stella got her groove back vibes, but her son Ryan, he was like super possessive and weird and very like sexually aggressive and stuff. It was weird. He was very like possessive over Stephanie, but Stephanie was hanging out with Kelly's son.
Like, I don't give a fuck about any of.
Oh, this is blue collar. This is blue collar. Yeah,
oh, blue
I'm
collar.
listening.
Sorry, I heard you say dark hour earlier.
No, we were joking about his stream earlier, but yeah, we'll move on. I mean, God, MILF Manor was horrible. I also do like.
That would be a funny tag though. Meg said like, was it pink eye ass eating guy? Like that'd be
pink eye ass
eating
guy.
Pink eye ass. He got pink eye from eating ass. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so bad because like it just really shows like it's the same thing with that show about the young.
It just shows that TLC, there's no depths they won't sink to. But yes,
right.
The girl who looks like she's 7.
The newest one is there's that girl who has that condition where she looks like she's a child, and they just have like. They just have her going into
dude
weird.
Wants to date her. He's like built. He's
full
hot.
on
he's
dude.
Fit. He's like he's like a grown man. Yeah, he's like there's this girl who has like a condition where she never matured past like she looks like she's 7, but she's really like 28 or something. And she's dating this dude from Australia who's like a full on grown man. But and he how could you be attracted to somebody who looks 7? And so there's all this. He's like it's a common misconception that people think I'm a pedophile, and it's like he's sexually aroused by someone with no breasts, no pubic hair, no like. I mean, she's a child.
It's weird.
Like,
it's weird. But there's also like that's like I've been seeing the question being popped up, like where people are asking like, would you rather bang like a was it an elderly trans woman or an attractive trans woman or elderly disgusting trans woman?
That's the Andrew Tate thing that we came up recently, where it's like it's like was it Hulk Hogan with a vagina or Megan Fox with a dick? It's like
Megan Fox with a dick.
Oh yeah, Megan Fox with a dick is kind of my ideal actor.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of easy for the ladies, but I mean the question gets trickier when it's like super unattractive man who or basically like that little child. I don't know. The child female is the wrong answer. I mean, or the woman, full grown woman who looks like a child. It's like
Yeah, I've seen that one commercial. The girl's like, yeah, I'm 25 years old and I have the body and physique and appearance of a 12-year-old, and I have trouble dating guys. I'm like, I'm mature enough to admit that it wouldn't be me, because of the stigma that would happen. Because it's not. If you take this girl onto a date, everyone's gonna look at you like you're a sick fuck.
And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve love, but it must be hard for her because it was like a childhood illness that she had no control over whatsoever.
100%. No, I agree with that.
Look, I couldn't find any pictures of all the guys, but this is Jose. You see what I mean when I say a Pixar character?
Stuck on Jose.
You see what I mean when I say the dude looks like he was like the dad, one of the characters from he's got that classic Pixar nose. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he ended up getting getting with this girl, the one.
You can't hear his accent in that picture, so he's half as charming.
Nah, yeah, and he's not even. He's only half smiling.
Once you hear him talk, you get a half chub.
Yeah, he's just young, dumb, full of cum. Big old smile, of course all the ladies loved him. Anyway, I'm glad I changed this before I started. I had this this background as white, and as soon as I put it full screen, I was like being like blasted in the face by my TV, so I turned it down a bit. But yeah, I mean, one of the benefits of being on that Boogie Night stream was I got to share my my Hans C. Riley art I made a long time ago. That was good. Boogie Nights.
Cool. That's really.
I think
nice.
He briefly showed it, but it was like one of those things where I was like, "Oh, by the way, I did make this." Glad we talked about it at all. People tell me I look like Han Solo. Anyway, what else is going on with you ladies, Meg?
She just made me the most amazing soup, and we're laying here in pajamas in bed, watching your stream on the TV and talking to your stream on the phone.
How fucking crazy is this technology? Well, since you're in here, I guess we could talk about the political stuff, Meg, because Meg likes all that stuff. So did you guys hear?
Hold on, you just cut out.
Shit? This is insane.
Okay, but here's the thing. I heard what it said, that he was having some boy suck on his tongue. I have not seen pictures of it. I have seen this boy close to his face. I have not seen pictures of this boy sucking on the Dalai Lama's tongue.
No, he apparently kisses the boy on the lips and then asks him to suck my tongue. Says the words. I don't understand. I didn't watch the video.
This is very out of character, I guess. I don't understand.
Yeah, not the Dalai Lama.
Well, no, here I don't. He's not holy to me. I don't care that it's the Dalai Lama. It just it doesn't. It's not something that's ever come out before. But then, if you think about it, Dalai Lamas are appointed when they're like babies. So
yeah,
I mean, for real. So it's like, what involves, if you think about like Spartan soldiers and stuff, and how they would have like male mentors who they also had sexual relationships with, and it was seen as service to your mentor rather than some sort of homosexual whatever. I wonder if the Dalai Lamas go through something like that too, where it's seen as a transference of wisdom.
Who knows?
Rather than predatory behavior.
Just training the next Dalai Lama by making out with him. I don't fucking want to know.
Maybe that's how he's trying to train this boy. Maybe he's the next Dalai Lama. He's like, suck my tongue. Like
I try not to get to pretend to know the ways of the Buddhists, but whatever. I did like that movie with Keanu Reeves where what was it, Little Buddha? Did you ever see that one, Blue Collar? Keanu Reeves plays the fucking Dalai Lama, plays Buddha, plays Siddhartha.
I don't remember that movie. I can't think of that.
Yeah, Bridget Fonda's in it, really? And 1993, and it's beautifully filmed. It's got wonderful cinematography, wonderful scout location, but it's basically an idea that this little American child might become the next Dalai Lama, and he's going through the audition process. But what's interesting about it is while he's like learning about the Dalai Lama, they'll show flashbacks, and it's Keanu fucking Reeves playing Siddhartha, and they show all the shit like where he gets enlightened, and like the snake gives him shelter under the rain, and it's crazy. It's a good one.
I'll look it up. Yeah, I never heard. I just can't think of that movie at all.
It's a nice little quaint movie from the 90s, but I'm excited about the Barbie movie, and I've seen the new trailer, and now I'm even more so excited. I don't know. I'm
not gonna lie. I want to see this Barbie movie. I'm not sure.
My fear, however, is that we're being rope-a-doped, that it's going to be just like 10 minutes in the Barbie world, and then it's going to be like the real world, and it's going to be all like whatever. But
yeah, so by all the trailers, it looks like the film where it knows what it is, and it's not taking itself seriously, and that's what makes it appealing to me, because it knows exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, I want to Photoshop Ryan Gosling Ken on the Street Fighter, uniform, the red gi, this Ken does a Hadouken. That'll be fun. But I mean, are you ladies excited about this Barbie movie or no?
Alex, are you listening?
I didn't know that was a movie.
No, it's okay. I mean, yeah, as far as like, I mean, I know it's like funny because like the Barbie movie, like people like me and Blue Collar are going to be lining up to see, whereas like the Oppenheimer atomic bomb movie, that's where like Alex and Meg are going to be like 2 tickets for those, please. You know,
I don't know what that is either.
they're going to make the movie about Oppenheimer making the A bomb. Yeah, that'll be good. Bunch of big explosions in the desert.
I love explosions in the desert. Sorry.
Yeah. Barbie movie though, just the set design alone from what I've seen in the trailers and the costumes. Oh, is this the tiny dog? Honey.
No.
What kind of dog
Honey.
is that?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Whoops.
she went out.
Yeah,
It was the
there we
dog.
go.
What'd you say, Alex? Papillon and something.
Papillon and Chihuahua.
Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, tiny animals.
God, it's so cute.
She is cute. Alex, say hi.
Hi.
Hello. Glad to see you guys. It's been too long. I might see you guys next week.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited for the Barbie movie. I'm excited for the Oppenheimer movie. Not much else.
Yeah,
we got
I'm
a
curious
whole
about the whole how for he's going to do this recreation of the atomic bomb.
yeah.
Boy.
More mad science. You know, Chris Nolan's one of those dudes who likes to shoot first and then just edit later.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
You
lie
know?
though. I am looking very forward to next week. Actually, I think this week. I'm going to see Renfield Prize Voice. I'm dying to see Renfield.
Right. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the tone, the humor, but I am sold after seeing like the new trailer with all the black and white classic Universal style Dracula footage.
Because we're all to the point like this. We all know what Nick Cage is. Like as Kevin Smith would say that he swings for the fences. If Cage is going to be full Cage, let him be Dracula. It's
Yeah.
no.
I watched Leaving Las Vegas for the first time.
Oh right.
I cried.
Yeah. Yeah, what were some of your favorite parts? Because this is like one of those random times where I was at karaoke, and you know there are some movies where it's like better not to watch with me talking in your ear.
You're doing karaoke.
First of all, let me tell everyone.
Yeah, I do karaoke twice a week, every week.
In the
man.
world,
Really? Shit.
all he does.
I've sung over 900 songs at karaoke, man, and this since 2020.
Yeah, I do stuff like Backstreet Boys for karaoke. That's my range.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a few Backstreet Boys. I've done a few NSYNC. I mean, those always get a big reaction.
Savage Garden. That's what I do.
Oh God, I wanna bathe with you in the twilight. Whatever the fuck words are, I don't know.
Yeah, so tell my her. It's like I'm not a real man. Like
I remember, this is a tangent.
Great to be seen.
Look, this is a tangent.
I did a real man, honey.
I distinctly remember. Okay, I distinctly remember in middle school there was like a girl. I don't remember her name, but she was like a little nerdy girl, and I remember doing like English like poetry time, and she's bringing up Savage Garden and how much she loves it and how it's just so romantic and sweet. And then like a year later, like 1 or 2 years later, we're doing the poetry thing in another English class. And now she's all gothed out and she's talking about Marilyn Manson and how life isn't great. You never get anything you want. And I was like, who hurt you in those last 2 years, girl? What boy said he wouldn't go to the fucking dance with you?
A lot of girls in my high school had the whole the goth Marilyn Manson emo fucking face and life is pain and
Well, I'm glad that nowadays, I mean, shit, dude. I mean, back then they would just wear black and listen to heavy metal music.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And 9 Inch Nails. Now they literally just become another gender. It's cool.
God, it's sad but true.
Corey's new video.
Whose new video?
Say it again. He didn't hear you.
Corey Feldman.
Oh no, he's got a new one, or how new are we talking?
So bad.
Oh yeah,
What's
he's definitely doing that
Feldman
weird
doing?
Michael Jackson thing, man.
Oh Christ.
He was allegedly molested by Spielberg.
What was
Really?
the
Wow.
Allegedly.
Man.
What was it about?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It was crap.
But he's definitely got this Michael Jackson obsession, man.
Yeah.
You've seen the video where his teeth fall out in the middle of his show, right?
Oh shit! No, I looked it up now.
He's like doing a show at some fucking like tiny bar in like Vegas or somewhere, and someone's recording on a cell phone, and all of a sudden he like stops the show and he's like looking on the ground, and like when they replay it, and like once like he's basically stops the show because his like incisor fell out of his mouth, and he stops the show because it's like, dude, that tooth was expensive, I need to fucking find it so I can get it reimplanted or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
And eventually it's like the whole audience is like looking on the ground, like near the front row, and people are laughing. They're like, he's looking for his tooth.
He always swore up and down that Michael Jackson never did nothing to him.
Right.
Never know.
Yeah. That'd be so ironic if it turned out that Michael was one of the good ones. You know, it actually was a smear campaign against him and shit. Be like, really? You find out Tom Hanks and all these other guys are Spielberg. You're like, them, but not Michael Jackson. Be like, what?
It's true. Well, that's what you like, man. We've all known they grew up with Tom Hanks. Like, man, my lifetime, Tom Hanks was America's dad. He just freaking played Mr. Rogers. Now, the past 2 years, so much shit's coming out about Tom Hanks, and I'm like, what's going on with the world, man?
Even if it's not even true,
Christ.
it's just like some weird shit he's definitely does. Like take weird pictures of fucking single baby shoes in the middle of the rain or whatever the hell. It's like weird.
No, I watched with her recently when before me and her went to go see John Wick. We watched like 5 different YouTube videos, and Keanu Reeves has to be just if Keanu's corrupted, I'm gonna kill myself. Like it's Keanu's what we have left.
Keanu, yeah, exactly. Keanu's got to be he is the one, you know, like there's a reason why they call him the one, you know?
Yeah. The stuff we see on YouTube, it's like he's one people where you think it's bullshit because how could one person be this great? And you're telling yourself that he's got to be like the 1 in a billion.
Oh God, is this what we're going to talk about right now?
Let's do it before Queef gets here. Cause I
go in a second because I don't want to be a rude guest too, or be rude while I have a guest, but yeah. Okay. So I have something to say.
That's why I want to talk about this now before you left.
It's not. I do not have like a Kid Rock sort of a point of view about this where, fuck Anheuser-Busch, I'm going to go with my AK-47 to shoot up a case of Bud Light. I don't really give a shit. Here's my point. Why? Why did this need to be done?
I can answer that. Well, what's funny is like, here's the thing. If it was like, you know, there's so many layers of interesting stuff here. First of all, this wasn't even like a sanctioned PR stunt. Let's preface this. Anheuser-Busch right now is in panic mode because some rogue employee in the company basically sent Dylan Mulvaney this care package of this special one-of-a-kind beer can. We don't even know if it's real. We only have one still photograph of it, you know? And then she's got a bunch of TikTok videos of her just drinking Bud Light, which is so funny because she's like wearing, you know, Dylan Mulvaney's always wearing like, you know, a fancy like Oscar gowns and stuff, you know, like it's like always this like a fairy tale princess idea of what a woman wears and does. But then just this juxtaposition of drinking all this Bud Light is comical. But yeah, like if this was like what was it? What's her name? Bruce. Wait, no, not Bruce.
But I don't
mean Caitlyn. Right.
Caitlyn Jenner. There you go. If this was Caitlyn Jenner on the can, like I don't think people would care because Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, you know, had the choice to, you know, could have easily stayed as a man, but you know, is natural, you know, became a woman. They wanted to do it. Whereas like Dylan Mulvaney, there's a lot of like talk about how he's just a flamboyant gay man who changed his persona to get better work as a failed actor. And like you see earlier performances of him on like The Price is Right, where he behaves the exact same. And also the fact that like, I know Meg's talked about how it's like a caricature of a woman, you know, it's like blackface for a woman because like his idea of a woman is like a dainty thing who falls on high heels when she tries to walk in the woods and she's terrified of dragonflies. And I don't know.
He's basically like doing this whole parody of like the way he perceives women. Yeah, it's like he perceives women as being stupid and incompetent. And,
Sorry, what?
Sorry, Blue Collar. I was catching Alex up on what the whole thing was.
Right. Of course, it's fine. I figured, and but like I said, the interesting thing is Anheuser-Busch. I don't think this was an actual sanctioned PR thing. I really think it's like that rogue employer, and we'll get into her in a minute. But it's like Anheuser-Busch is like in a stalemate because it's like, okay, we're getting all this backlash. Like literally people are canceling orders because of this one dude's TikTok video, right? And we can't tell this person to stop. We can't like distance ourselves. We have to go along with it. We've basically been blackmailed into supporting this movement because if we try to pull back, try to say, hey, by the way, this wasn't us, someone else did it. I don't know. It's very, even if they were like, yeah, we still support this person and their right to do whatever and love them. But yeah, this wasn't us. They would get so much backlash from the crazies on Twitter. Well, so they're trying to like, I don't know. They have to make a statement soon, I'd imagine, you know?
I think that the other issue is, first of all, know your fucking audience. Like,
yeah, exactly. I want to talk about the lady, the advertising people who did this.
Like white dudes in trailers. Yeah, exactly. And they don't fucking care about whatever kind of woke shit is going on. But then at the same time, like, I don't, as a woman, as a natural born female with a full on vagina and everything.
It sounds phobic.
A full on.
Are you sure you're a woman?
Adult human female.
Adult
The
human female. God, yeah.
reason that we're pissed off about it, obviously, a lot of dudes who are like Southern guys in conservative states are going to be pissed off about it because it's like,
Yeah.
get out of my beer. But the reason that I'm pissed off about it is because we have, us as women, if we're in a woman space, say a locker room, we're at a spa, we're changing in front of other women, like, and there's a dude in there with a full-on dick, and we say something, we get charged with a hate crime. So
That's fucked up.
there have been cases of this. I'm not making this up. There have been cases of this. And there was, when I was in Portland, there was a guy who was in a woman's bathroom, and he had a full-on, like, he had like
A penis.
beard and like was a dude, was not trying whatsoever to look like a woman, but was hanging out in the woman's restroom. And so this woman went to the bathroom. She didn't feel comfortable. She came out. She told her boyfriend, "There's a guy in there," and I didn't feel comfortable. And the guy, her boyfriend, went in there and punched the guy. And then when
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not bueno.
Yeah.
and when you look at the picture of this person who calls themselves Leslie, it's totally a dude with
Like
a beard.
Leslie from here.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
Leslie
dude
from
with a
here
beard.
was a different thing entirely.
Yeah, I don't think Leslie from here ever went around going around saying, he was a woman.
No, he
did
was-
Leslie use
Yeah.
women's restrooms?
No,
I don't think so.
he did. It was like a novel
It was
kind of a
Who knows?
He wasn't trying to.
he wasn't he wasn't
Also, yeah. Leslie, I don't think had like a history of being a predator. Who knows?
no, he just liked to fucking
He just wanted to be mayor.
yeah, he
He
just
was
wanted
just
to
a
stay-
weird homeless guy who dressed like a woman and wanted to be mayor here in Austin or there in Austin.
and it was fun because Austin's weird, but he's dead now and we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, there's been ever since he died, it's like Austin's been like trying so hard to find the next crazy homeless person to represent Austin. And it's like, how about no? How about we'll wait till one just kind of naturally fills that void? Let's try not to force it.
yeah, it'll happen.
It'll happen.
Let's try not just to shoot fucking interesting homeless person we find.
But the point is, I'm tired of
But yeah.
now it's like you can't say breastfeeding, you can't say mother, you have to say birthing parent or birthing person. You can't
Yeah.
say woman, you can't say like I mean and then this
Imagine if I
system-
was like this. I want to
I'm a-
dedicate this award to the best birthing person I know in the world.
So you can't say breastfeeding? That's new to me.
No,
It's, like-
Chest feeding. Yeah.
it's called chest feeding, not breastfeeding.
That's what they're trying to push. But like I say, is people
Okay.
push back. People hear
Yeah.
that shit, they're like, okay, sure. And they just go right back to saying breastfeeding because that's what we've been saying for
birth-
fucking 50 fucking 100 years.
Oh, there's menstruators. We're menstruators. And then
But yeah, but more specifically, just about like the Bud Light controversy, it's just like when you talk about the lady who did this, it's the same thing with the comic books. Like there's a
Yeah.
video. I'm not gonna show the video, but like you see a video of her in like a Skype call or something. She's the new female marketing lady at Anheuser-Busch, and she's doing this big speech about like, this is a dying brand, and we're trying to stay hip with the young people. So what should we do? We got to keep up the inclusivity.
sorry,
We've got to keep.
the dying brand, the number one beer brand.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's definitely going downhill. But I mean, so are all the other shit brands like Coca-Cola, Marlboro, and Anheuser-Busch. These used to be the top 3 fucking brands of all time before
Yeah.
Google and Amazon and YouTube showed up.
I never worried about Coca-Cola. That's like my entire life. Coca-Cola is it's everywhere.
Yeah, but like the thing about this lady is she's saying they always say the same thing. They're always saying like, how do we get more people like women and such and young people interested in our brand? But what are they actually saying? They're actually saying, how do we get someone like me to not hate the brand? And what the answer is always is make it gay. So what they did to comic books, it's like, how do I get me to not hate comic books? I'll make it gay. I don't like Bud Light. How do I make it to where I hate Bud Light, the people that drink it, and rednecks and fucking Trumpers. So how do I make it to where I don't hate Bud Light anymore? I know. We'll just make it gay. And it's like, bro, that's not the answer. What you should do.
Here's
I
a
don't-
idea.
Yeah.
Put a fucking woman on.
Right. How about put a
But that
woman on there before we go jump to Dylan Mulvaney? Like one of the worst. If you are going to put a trans person on there, put fucking, RuPaul or like I said, Caitlyn Jenner.
Laverne
Like
Cox.
Yeah. Eddie fucking Izzard. I don't care. Like an actual, someone that hasn't been a woman for literally less than about a year,
Boy George. Put on
Boy George. Yeah. You know, the idea that you could have like a left-leaning spokesperson like Boy George show up and be like,
Well, Boy George is transphobic. Didn't you hear?
oh, right. Yeah, because he started wearing eyeliner before it was cool, and now that everyone does it, he's like not happy about it. He's like, hey, you're all, like. So I understand where Boy George is coming from, but at the same time, like Boy George, like it's not hard to have like a left-leaning person like, hey, guess what? Did you know that RuPaul like fucking Bud Light? I like it. People would be like, really?
I feel
Cool.
like Paul would be more for like a Bud Light seltzer campaign.
Budweiser. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? But the point is, like, Dylan Mulroney is a like I said, there's a lot of accusations going this person's way that they, they're doing it for clout, they're doing it for exposure. They're not really like this. It's a caricature of
this
a
fucking Bud Light deal. He has a deal with Olay. He has a deal with Nike.
But that's what I was getting at. These aren't actual deals. I think literally he just like gets a bunch of shit, like a bunch of like Bud Light cans, and just does a TikTok video, and people are like, "Hey, what the Bud?"
Get his face on the can. That's not a TikTok video,
right? But this is one can sent to him, and it's a still photo, and it's like, okay, there's still like cast X to doubt. Like until I start seeing these cans in the store on sale. Like like I said, I think it might be that one employee or a rogue employee or just like making a fun can for this one person, one time only. And then it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I said, like Anheuser-Busch right now is in panic mode because I feel like they didn't know what the hell's going on. They have all this big controversy going on. What are you guys laughing at? It's not cool.
How stupid my hair looks. Go on.
No, you guys look fine. That's why I keep us nice and tiny. We all look ridiculous, Let's just stare at this. Stare at this instead, and nice big pictures.
In 4 days, I've been sick.
But yeah, like I took advertising classes. Okay, it's easy. How do you market Bud Light? Okay, you take the fucking people that tend to drink Bud Light, cheapos and young people and fucking salt of the earth type people, and portray them like a hero. Try to portray them in a flattering light.
Blue collar people.
Have a blue collar person, yes, an actual blue collar person, and portrayed like a hero. Like, hey, this guy works all day, but he comes home, he gets the bills paid, he has a little victory, like sending his daughter off to prom or taking the kid to the soccer game, like little victories, and he has a Bud Light.
I'm going to see Mario Brothers.
Cookout. And you can have like a trans person or gay people but you gotta appeal. You gotta make it to where like the people that normally drink Bud Light aren't gonna be weirded out drinking this, big rainbow cans.
It's like Dorkside. It's like know your fucking audience.
Yeah.
Like last night we were streaming and we were playing old Real Men of Genius.
I love those.
I remember.
It's so fucking radically different, and it's kind of like when you think about like Jimmy Kimmel and his fucking woke show now, and you think back when he had
the Man Show
on the Man Show and the Ziggy Zaggy Ziggy
Oh my God, yeah,
and all, and it's like,
and every episode with girls on trampolines, like he did blackface multiple times. Carl Malone,
Juggies, trampolines,
yeah.
Not even girls. It's just
I, as a 13-year-old boy, definitely had like my favorite Juggies that I had pre-selected. Every episode. The show was fun.
That 13-year-old boy on it, Andy Milonakis, remember? And they would like have him doing go up and like girls on the beach and be like,
he's actually 30. That's why it's funny.
Oh, shit.
He's actually an old man. That's why it's hilarious.
No, because he came up with a show after that, the Andy Milonakis show, and he was not an old man; he was a child.
Well, then it comes down to like even the critical drinker would say that the problem these companies go through is that when you spend so much time trying to appease everybody, you wind up appeasing no one. And like you were saying, Meg, is that know your audience. Okay, so for instance, if 500 people on Twitter get pissed off, these companies are like, oh yeah, we pissed off 500 people on Twitter. Okay, now you appease these people by putting something like this out there, and now your stock is plummeting. You pissed off 2 million customers, and okay, so who is more important, the 2 million customers you pissed off not buying your shit anymore, or the 200 assholes on fucking Twitter that you made happy?
But like I said, like imagine if
they weren't even buying that shit to begin with. They're drinking Prosecco and craft beer.
But let's say that you can prove that Anheuser-Busch had nothing to do with this, and one employee was responsible for sending this can, and they made a TikTok video, and there's like a decline in their stock. They could like get sued. You know what I mean? Like, hey, You owe us money. You fucking ruined our brand here.
Well, like you're saying, Enzo, is that this happens with comic books and video games all the damn time. It's like they sit there and they try to appease on Twitter or something. Oh, we have to have a bisexual Spider-Man or something, or a different transgender Mary Jane. But the people that you're appealing to, none of these people ever buy comic books. So why are you trying to appease people that aren't buying your products? Now, people that do buy your product, like me and you, now because you pissed us off. Now we're not buying your product, and I wonder why the Japanese anime market it's like fucking 20-1. It's dominating the fucking Western comic book industry, because in Japan, like we talked to Mario Brothers, people are pissed off. Like, a friend of mine, we talked for 45 minutes today. He's a big fat black guy. He was Chris. Mario Brothers, I loved every second of it, because Japan's like, we don't give a shit. It's about an Italian plumber fighting a big ass turtle. It's not about transgender this or bisexual that or Black Luigi. It's just Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach fighting Bowser. Life is simple.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, is it's not like it doesn't even necessarily need to piss you off. It's just like one of those things where you're just like, let's say that this can had a big floppy dick on it. It's not like I'm gonna be pissed off about that. I'm gonna be going for my Bud Light like I normally do, and then I'm gonna see the big floppy dick special edition can, and I'm gonna be like, maybe I'll just go with this brand today instead of the other one. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm not gonna be like, ah. And it's the same thing with these comic books. Like I said, it's not like they're trying to appease to the audience or attract the new audience. They're really just trying to change the old one. They're trying to guilt trip.
That too.
They're literally just trying to hey, you guys, you Bud Light drinkers, well, there's something wrong with y'all if you don't like having Dylan Mulvaney on your can. It's like, come on, guys, you're being ridiculous. Dylan Mulvaney. Why are we talking about this person? Still,
they're being Molly on Facebook. They show pictures now. Kid Rock. Yeah, well, here's Kid Rock. Back in 1990, in a bar with a couple drag queens and stuff. And back then, drag queens was what the term they used. He had no problem with that. And some people would say, okay, well, or back in 2003. Sorry, everyone's like, well, back in 2003,
they're at a goddamn bar.
It's like you guys weren't. I mean, I've seen videos where they have a 9-year-old at a strip club and he's doing striptease and stuff and taking his clothes off. 20 years ago, if you would have told me a 9-year-old's at a strip club, I would be like, there's no fucking way something that's stupid would ever happen. 20 years ago, we didn't have kindergarten. There shouldn't be sex ed in kindergarten. Right. I'm sorry. No 5-year-old is getting pregnant now.
Kid Rock hanging out with porn stars and G-strings. I'm sure he's done that before. But what if they were doing it in a library in a middle school? That's weird.
I mean, I'm not sure if you're old to remember this, Meg, but my friend Carlton over the weekend was like, dude, remember Tu Wong Fu with friggin' Patrick Swayze?
Love that movie.
Back then, it was just satire, it was just comedy. It wasn't like
a
way of life, but so times were different 20 years ago. We had the term, the term transgender. No one coined that term 20 years ago.
But that's the thing, is with Tu Wong Fu, that was in the 90s, and that was the movie where it's hey guys, trans people, drag queens, they're cool. They're not that bad. That was the first. I mean, that was 20, 30 years ago. We were doing that. You're acting like this, and you also had the manliest of men, the manliest actors you could find, except for John Leguizamo. You got Wesley Snipes and Patrick Swayze. These are two dudes doing great performances too, by the way, as these drag queens. And that's the thing about drag queens. And, you hang out with these actual drag queens. It is a performance. This is a character I play at night. When I'm on the stage, I become this drag queen.
Yeah, we have in Albany, there's this bar called the Waterworks Tavern, and it's a gay bar, and sometimes they do drag shows. I've been there with my sisters and my girlfriend. We watch these different drag shows, and it's a big performance, and I'm watching, I'm laughing, I'm having a good time, and nothing. It's people are just the energy is there where you feel like everyone's having a good time, and people are having fun. It's not some super agenda. And this is, it's like my mother said. My mother is 65 years old. She grew up with Freddie Mercury, Elton John, freaking all these different gay artists. Back in the 70s, 80s, everyone knew Freddie Mercury was gay. Everyone knew Elton John. Nobody gave a fuck.
We joked about what's the guy with he was wearing the Michelin tire leather suit. What's his name? Sam. He did the evil mechanic song. We joked about him at the Sam Smith or whatever. But people are acting like he's such a big, it's crazy because he's gay and he's unattractive and he's a rocker dude. It's Elton John was attractive.
Yeah, I mean, even karaoke.
He wasn't.
I've seen 10 different Elton John songs of karaoke. The man's got a fucking fantastic voice. People are like, hey, Chris, you have a really good gay voice. I'm like, hey, I don't care.
It's not that he's got a great voice. He writes those great songs in that great key where it's easy to sing them in a nice low, kind of tenor. And it's just he does Billy Joel as well. You know, I mean, he's
Well,
not gay, but
He wanted to
I
mention
like Billy
Savage
Joel.
Garden. People kind of knew, but eventually came out Darren Hayes from Savage Garden. He prefers guys to ladies, which it doesn't change anything about any Savage Garden song I care about. Like
Savage Garden ever does another tour, I'm buying you tickets immediately.
Yeah,
But
surprise.
there's a thing I wanted to stop and go back. I told Alex I am coming outside for a cigarette just to talk about this. It pisses me off so much. So do you guys know where the word gender even came from?
Yeah, but
John,
you could talk
no,
about
sorry.
it though.
You said the word what? Sorry, cut out.
Where the word gender comes from?
So
No.
there was a guy called John Money. He was basically he was Joseph Mengele after Mengele. And there were the Reimer twins. If you look up on Wikipedia or something, David Reimer, there's a million websites about it. But David Reimer and his brother, I believe his name was Bruce or Brian, one of the two, or something like that. And they were born identical twins as males. And during the
I've
decision,
heard of this. Okay.
yeah, one of the sons they described it as burning his penis off. So I guess during cauterization of his circumcision, they went too deep, went all the way through something. But he had very what's the word? Mutilated genitalia, and so the John Money guy, they were trying to figure out what to do. And so they ended up talking to this doctor that said, well, you know, gender is all about nature versus nurture. So if we do a surgery, and because this baby was still a baby, won't remember anything. If we do a surgery, turn him into a female, raise him as a female, you tell him his name is Brenda, and not David. His name is Brenda. So I think it was Brian and Brenda. And so he was trying to prove the theory that gender was nature versus nurture. So they would go back, these brothers, they would go back like multiple times a year and do checkups with this doctor. And this doctor, in order to reinforce the gender roles, would have them perform sexual positions and acts together where the masculine brother would, you know, be in missionary position on top of the feminine brother, for example. And they would do shit like that to reinforce his like gender role. But of course, David never felt like Brenda, and he never understood why he had to be Brenda. And so growing up, like, he was so tortured. And then later on, they found out what actually happened. And then he ended up trying to have a surgery to go back. Didn't end up working. He ended up finally finding a woman who loved him for what he was, understood his story, loved him anyway.
Wow, that's awesome.
Get past it, and then he blew his brains out.
No, that's fucked up.
And nobody understands that was
you did quite a 180 there, blue collar.
Yeah. One day they should make a movie about that. That's a terrible way to
no, they never will, because that's where gender became separated from sex in terms of medical terminology, all due to the John Money guy, who that's only one of the fucked up experiments that he did.
Yeah, that's the thing, is people get upset when you bring up this shit too. It's like, man, well, I mean, come on.
He's like the Kenzie of gender politics. Like, Kenzie came out and said all these things about, like, oh, you know, sexuality has been repressed for all this time.
Well, that's the thing about the Kinsey movie with Liam Neeson. I like that movie, but I found out the movie actually leaves out a lot of weird, fucking creepy Pizzagate type shit. It's just like, whoa, god damn it.
Because there were no bars held in.
They did lots of experiments on children and weird shit like that.
That's all left out though.
All about
they kind of briefly talk about it in the movie where William Sadler shows up, who's one of my favorite actors, and he's like the deviant who's talked about.
That was a creepy fucking scene, man.
But they paint it in a very creepy light. Like, they make it seem like, oh, he's very like judgmental towards him. But it's like, no, dude, those people were like conducting and condoning like their own experiments, like that kind of stuff. So it's very weird, dude.
I just want to go that scene where William Sadler, he's like, you know, I can stand up and like get fully aroused within 5 seconds, and that's impossible. I'm like,
he just does it without even saying anything. He without even saying anything, he does it. That's like one of the highlight scenes of the movie. Like, I love William Sadler in Demon Knight and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Demon Knight, another movie we should watch. I fucking Demon Knight's a good. Back then, Billy Zane and fucking
so Megan, I've shown her a few Tales from the Crypt episodes. She likes a few of them, kind of. But
I watched them all when I was a kid. Like, we've watched some of them.
Rewatched them again recently, and it's just like
from the Crypt.
But the movie definitely is great. Like, the first movie's so wonderful.
Yeah, Demon Knight. I was surprised how good that was. Even as a kid, I'm like, this is a good fucking movie. Like,
Enzo told me this, and it blew my mind. The eyeballs from the Tales from the Crypt monster. Are the same eyeballs on the Chucky doll.
Really?
Same
Holy shit, I know
puppeteer,
that.
same eyeball, same yeah.
That is awesome.
You can see the resemblance once you find that out. But
That Crypt Keeper freaked me out as a kid.
Other interesting thing about Crypt Keeper, I could do a whole episode of this, the Dorkside, about Tales from the Crypt, like talk about all the best episodes and shit. Maybe we'll do that around Halloween, October. Yeah. But also another thing I want to do October is every day I want to do these old 30s and 40s public domain horror movies, and they're like an hour long.
Yeah.
And I just want to watch them, fucking just put the logo on them and upload them in full, like no editing, and do one every day for October, like 31 old movies.
Did you check out Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus?
I liked it. I liked it.
It's shocking. I even said Doomcock. Even Doomcock, he hates everything Disney. He goes. Even Doomcock said, "Guys, I won't buy." He's like, the only thing I like in all Disney Plus is Werewolf by Night. I watched it with my kid, and I fucking loved it. I'm like, this is
a nice little short little werewolf movie, and I love Man Thing. You know, I like Man Thing and Swamp Thing a lot, and I'm excited they're gonna. I like those 80s Swamp Thing movies, and I do like the Swamp Thing cartoon show, but I hear they're bringing back Swamp Thing.
Oh, Swamp Thing, yeah. I can talk about that.
Alan Moore.
Fuck the DC that bankrupted DC because they spent $100 million to make one season of Swamp Thing.
Oh man,
and but it was fucking. I loved it. So,
but yeah, as far as like other stuff before Meg has to bounce out, I know Michael's my cousin Queef's gonna be popping in soon, but
you didn't say his name, did you?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like whatever, it happens. You know, hey, it's just hard for me. I understand if it really ever bothers you like big time, just let me know. I'll try. It's like Dirk Diggler, It's like, can you just like stop calling? Can you start calling me Dirk Diggler from now on? It's like absolutely. I need to be like Jack Horner, I need to be like absolutely from now on. But that means like when I'm talking to my cousin on the day-to-day, like off the air, I gotta call him Queef. Like I gotta call him Queef in front of my mother, like, hey, Queef, why don't you, like I can't get used to that. You see why I'm resistant? So cut me some slack here.
Just go with it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Thunder Queef. Hey man, you want to come down for Easter or have some ham? I don't know.
My goal in life is to stay either self-employed or employed in a sense that I can never be fired for unwoke opinions.
Oh yeah, totally. Like me.
And so I kind of like don't really care about these streets. Like I don't care if somebody knows my
I mean, I like it when people know, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not like I'm a crazy person saying, fucking radical, beliefs. It's like half the fucking country believes the shit I say sometimes. You know what I mean? No matter what I'm saying. Like, oh, you love the Mario movie, you hate the Mario movie. Everything's got to be half or half. Everything's divided.
Does Meg have any opinions? Have you seen Mario at all? Do you have any like
Mario hasn't seen it.
We just did pass a bipartisan bill. Finally, both parties came together and passed a bill.
Really?
Vetoed by Biden.
Oh, I heard about this.
First.
The entire bill was about we don't need to invest people's pensions and retirement.
ESG monies.
When you put your money in a money market, you hire Merrill Lynch to do your IRA, whatever. They're supposed to be able to invest in whatever things they think are going to bring you the greatest return and the greatest retirement. However, what they're trying to do right now is make people only invest in corporations that have a high ESG rating, which is the environmental social rating. Meaning, do they have a diverse board of directors? Do they have a carbon neutral footprint? Do they pursue green energy? Like all these things. And so people were like, no, we don't want to, like, if you think about, President Obama's solar thing that failed or whatever, so many people invested in that and then lost a bunch of money. So people are saying, no, we shouldn't invest in these new technologies that we don't really know anything about that could end up having diminishing returns and be invested in people's pensions and retirements in that. And so both parties passed it and we're like, no, this is bad for the people of America. And Joe Biden vetoed it and said, no, we only need to be investing based on these environmental and social scores, these social credit scores of companies. And so like, let me ask you, where the fuck is the social credit score of Raytheon?
Right. Like that's the other thing is like, I've been talking about ESGs for a while because of the comic books and these comic book movies, because it's like these movies, the Star Wars too. It's like, why are they continuing the comic books, especially because it's been going on much longer and it's been losing way more money. Comic books in the 90s were like $1 million industry,
Oh my God,
every household in America in the 90s had X-Men comics in there somewhere,
Funny,
you know?
just before we went live, she's watching on her laptop Disney Plus, and X-Men popped up, and boy, the 90s X-Men, man, that's
Yeah.
a fucking
Dude,
classic.
I remember one time I was at like a fucking
Boy.
music fest and we were by the fire in the after party area and we started talking about X-Men and I started
Yeah.
singing the theme song.
Yeah.
And everyone started doing it because everyone knew it.
My cousin Susan, she's 10 years younger than me, and she finally got into the X-Men cartoon. Like, oh my god, she watched all of it in a fucking row. It's
those are great. And the thing is, like, you know, what we would notice is like, how are these like woke, terrible comic books? Like, they keep losing money. No one's buying them, yet they keep making them. And it's been like 5-6 years at this point, especially with the Star Wars movies, because like, oh my god, they're losing so much money. Disney, yet they keep coming out, and you realize like, oh, this ESG thing. You find that out, and you're like, oh, they're literally getting trillions of dollars in tax subsidiaries. Like our tax money goes to making this woke crap.
Movies,
so they get the cost basically covered. And you're like, oh, so this whole idea of like trying to trick Disney into like, well, we're not going to buy it. We're not going to go see it because we won't. And it's like, we'll hit them in the wallet. It's like they already got paid for this shit. You understand? They got paid to make this propaganda.
It's scary. It happens.
Yeah. And it's like the same thing with these, like, that's what I'm saying right now with these advertisement campaigns. It's like, this is the new thing. It's like, just have like an activist do a guerrilla campaign on their Twitter, have several million people see it. Hey, hell yeah, this Antifa person just said they fucking smoke Marlboro. Yeah. And like Marlboro will be like, wait a minute, who is this person? What? How did they just like basically did a TikTok video next to a fucking carton of Marlboro they bought? And now we have to like condone it because if we say, hey, we don't support this person, we'll get a huge backlash from these crazies. Because right now you're getting a backlash from Kid Rock where he's just like shooting cans on TV.
Let's just start taking things like almond milk. Let's just start being like, I'm a far right wing nationalist and I support this brand of almond milk.
But that's the other thing is like, you don't want to do that either because it's like that shit doesn't, you know, that's not, you know, the idea is like I said, back with advertising, like, take the audience that it naturally comes to these brands and just kind of, you know, give them what they want, flatter them, make them feel like they're making the right decision to continue buying this crap. Like comic books, like when you start saying, hey, every comic book reader's a big fat nerd who fucking is a fucking virgin and they don't know what they're doing with their lives and they're all losers living in their mom's basements. I don't want to read those books anymore because it's like kind of like saying things that like, you know, hey, even if it's not true, it's like you're over here jumping me up with these other people where it's like you need to say, hey dear reader, like welcome to this new exciting adventure. You know, maybe this adventure will fucking get you to, you know, clean your room.
The past decade, I hate the whole stigma of like, you know, some guy living in his mom's basement. Like, listen, I will have you know that living in your mom's basement, there's some benefits to that. When I'm recording YouTube videos, in my mom's basement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally like, you know, there's so many, like you understand, I lived alone in my own house for fucking 10, 11 years in Austin, playing shows and doing that. Now I live in mom's house and I like it. I love, you know, I made her a ham on Easter. It was great. Now it's like I've got this separate garage building room. I do it in here because I can get loud. I can play music as loud as I want. Get my drum set behind me. I still
fucking Transformers 2 with Shia LaBeouf looks at John Turturro. He's like, "You live with your mom?" No, my mom lives with me.
Well, no, I live with mother. I mean, I get the joke too, and it's fine. Laugh it up. I don't care.
The way you call her mother. I think
it's very Anthony Perkins. I like it when people are like, mother wouldn't like that if I, you know, people laugh at that. I get a kick out of it too, but it's like,
I have to why Meg was talking. What the hell were you eating?
What, Dave? What
No,
about
he was Enzo was eating something while you were talking.
I was eating some sour cream and cheddar and sour cream chips, some Ridge ones.
Smoking something. So,
oh, dude, I live streamed or not live streamed. I went on Facebook stories and posted a video of my first Cadbury egg I got to eat this year. And it is intense. It's not fun. It was one of those things you put it down one bite and it's just like a little crazy sugar rush.
No, it's funny because I'm drinking. I got a weed smoker next to me. I think you're smoking weed with munchies, and it's a good time.
I mean, I don't get it. Go ahead, Meg. What are you saying?
I've been in bed. Today's day number 5 because I'm sick, and this beautiful lady came over and cooked me some chicken soup today.
Awesome.
Go eat your soup.
We put like a ton of, like you said, Enzo, put a ton of garlic you eat to like clear out all your stuff. So we onions, like we just loaded it up.
Yeah, well, go hang with your friend. Go hang with Alex.
I know. I'm about
with your girlfriend.
All right. Yeah. And we'll see you later. But yeah, me and Chris will talk for a bit until Queef shows up.
It's always good to see Meg.
Yeah.
And squeak.
But yes, it's been fun hearing a woman's opinions on some of these hot topic.
Yeah, no, I value her opinions. She makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like, we talk about
me and I didn't hear. Say it again.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
I
value your
value
opinion as a female. So yeah.
Thank you, Blue Collar.
Yeah, I think it's because you don't have headphones, so every time we talk, you cut out because you're coming out of the speakers. It's okay.
Yeah.
Headphones. I meant to pop in for like 5 minutes, but then you got me talking about MILFs and politics.
As soon as you showed up, I was like, let's talk about these things. Let's get this out of the way before Queen gets here.
Fucking MILF, man. I guess I gotta watch it next. First.
You don't have to. I mean, if anything, maybe we could do like a breakdown and you save you the. Maybe that'll be my first like edited like analysis video.
Yeah.
Politics when we here, this would be a 6-hour stream.
No, I know. Well, also,
Hey, honey, you want to watch MILF Manor?
Yeah.
Sure. She's playing Stardew Valley.
Okay. Yeah. Give it a few more minutes. You guys have a late night. MILF Manor is one of those shows where it does not turn you on. It's not gonna make you guys feeling frisky at the end of it.
No, make you sad for that girl.
Yeah. You're not gonna be like, ooh, yeah, I hope so and so hooks up with so and so. You're like, I hope the police show up.
Yeah.
That's what I hope happens.
Fucker, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Alex said she would fuck her. She's bold as fuck, and she's probably good at it.
Who, Kelly?
No, the one that was begging for dick the whole time.
No, I would totally have taken one for the team. I would have been like, hey, you, especially after I found out she was leaving, I would have been like, you're leaving? Darn. Well,
I'm definitely intrigued by some guy who got pink eye from eating ass. So,
that seemed like it was a joke to like be funny,
So like one thing, like, we got into the boys and that scene with Pop Claw. I fucking my girlfriend, she got 2 fucking quotes that where it's like
it seemed like that little guy lied about it to be funny, and then his mom dropped the bomb like, oh, you got pink eye? That was you? Well, I was the one who had sex with your best friend. And he just kind of like
That's exactly how it went. Yeah.
All
right.
He wasn't.
We're gonna go.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
And have pillow fights.
All right.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, of course, like you do.
You should tape it too. Pillow fights are awesome.
You.
All right. Well, yeah, but back to now that the fucking ladies are out of here. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to talk about now this. I mean, this is a fun meme I saw. Fucking Star Wars celebration. Just
Star Wars celebration. Oh, Christ.
Consume more content. Star Wars crap.
Yeah,
and it's like, who cares?
Open bar about Star Wars, like what the fuck?
Like, seriously,
how you destroy a brand of Star Wars? Like they were just him and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers were breaking down like what's worth Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker. Right? It's hard to say, man, which one's a more terrible film,
dude. No, definitely Last Jedi. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. You have to understand this stupid channel, this stupid Tales from the Dorkside thing I did. I started doing it on Facebook because of Star Wars. And also because of Ethan Van Sciver and the comics. I used to watch every Tuesday the High Council with Worldcast Bullshitters, Geeks and Gamers, and Ethan Van Sciver from Comic Artist Pro Secrets, and Cecil and some other people would show up, John Malin, and they'd always just talk about Star Wars because it was like the transitionary period between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and a lot of crap happened between then and there, and a lot of stuff to talk about. But then at some point they fired Gina Carano, and it was just like, who cares? From now on, I don't give a shit. And I saw this meme, and this is like so spot on. It's like, God. And I've done 2 streams about Gina Carano. All right. My friends know, and if I can't wait to run into the friends who have unfriended me on Facebook and shit, and just be like, so how you still feel about Gina Carano? You remember when you unfriended me over that because I thought Disney shouldn't have fired her? But it's like, be Disney, fire Muscle Mommy because she's based in Chad. Then you hire Jabba the Hutt, aka Lizzo. I mean, I think that's a little harsh.
Like all those guys said, it's like I love Jack Black to death, and Jack Black did a fantastic Bowser. But the way him and Lizzo were in fucking Mandalorian, it's like causes me physical pain to watch those clips on YouTube. It's just like, oh my God.
But man, it's like, you have to understand there was already shitty clips floating around this season. You have to understand, me and my mom watched the new first couple episodes, first seasons of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Then I skipped Boba Fett because it was like, this sucks. And then we're leading into the new, The Mandalorian, and it's just like, yeah, who cares? And then this third season, like, there's no Cara Dune, so who gives a shit? I'm not gonna care. And like, yeah, conveniently, the views are down incredibly. And it's like, what do you expect? You've got Lizzo, who's not an actress, delivering lines that make no sense to her. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Yeah,
just Star Wars gibberish. And then you got Christopher Lloyd, who's basically like
Christopher Lloyd, man. It's
so old,
dude. It's like,
he's like, he can barely talk, just like Michael J. Fox. And it's not cool to see. Oh, it's like, hey, Christopher Lloyd's working again. You're like, great. And then he's like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, ooh, I don't.
It's a quick plug. Someone shared on Facebook though. Michael J. Fox's film just yesterday got the trailer, 2 million views for called Still. Which is fucking that guy is just like Keanu Reeves. Michael J. Fox is a fucking saint. Like he makes a movie about himself called Still. The guy can't fucking be still. His film's called Still. Like it's fucking comic genius.
Well,
man.
I remember seeing the trailer thinking I definitely suspected like after finding out he had Parkinson's, like there was something going on in the Frighteners, because like I noticed in the Frighteners, like he can't keep still. He's always like, he's doing weird, like, and you think, oh, it's the Frank Bannister character, but it's like, no.
Damn, I never thought about that.
Yeah, when you watch the Still trailer, you find out that he did know about. Apparently, he got it in his pinky first. Like he woke up one day and his pinky is just trembling for no reason, and that's how. So he knew about it for a long, long time. That's
definitely one thing I've said. Like like people joke and not joke, but like I've had like fucking 6 different surgeries, but thank God, like Michael J. Fox inspiration, where it's like, guys, as bad as you think your life may get, like to see Michael J. Fox for 5 seconds, like, dude, my life could be a lot fucking worse.
Right, and that's the other thing is like even people like Michael J. Fox and Christopher Reeves and these guys who are just like even not actors and famous people, like poor people with no legs, like they're still like this enduring, never die, don't stop living, keep going on, even if your life is like fucking suffering, still like better than not living.
Earlier, me and her, we watched Disney Plus had the fucking Jeremy Renner interview with Diane Sawyer. That Jeremy Renner interview was fucking. I started tearing up, man, because Jeremy Renner. I mean, holy shit, that guy is. We'll talk about.
Did you start to see what I was saying though? How I think he's got hair plugs though. His hair looked the exact same, didn't it?
I didn't notice. It's because after like
you don't notice because his hair always looks the exact same. That's why you never notice.
I know. But after they showed the recreation of the accident stuff.
Yeah,
too,
I saw that shit. I didn't realize he fell like directly under the tank treads. You're like, that's what happened, dude. How is he alive?
Exactly, 100%. Me and her watching, we're like, dude, the fact that Jeremy Renner, how is he fucking alive?
His legs, the only thing that happened to him was his legs got smashed and his scalp got removed.
Dude, I would be at fucking church 7 days a week after what happened to Jeremy Renner.
But that's how I knew he had hair plugs though, because he came out like in that one picture in the wheelchair with like the breathing mask, and his hair still looked great. His hair looked fucking fantastic. I was like, dude, that's just glued onto his head for sure.
He thinks
that is like a surgical hair piece he's got.
He's like, his hair never changed after the accident. His hair is exactly the same. He's like, dude. So no, and it's scary too. Is like Gina, like I did follow after the whole debacle, and I created a Twitter account. I started following Gina Carano on Twitter, and like the woman is she just has this aura of like she's a warm person, she's a nice person, and people on Twitter just like J.K. Rowling, because Gina Carano said some things that people didn't like. They want to just like slay her, and she seems like just such a down to earth, humble, just fucking good human being. And the fact that they're always the same thing. Chris Pratt, man, we're going to see Mario tomorrow, and Chris Pratt, the guy just seems like a fucking like just such a great person. But
yeah,
God forbid he has Christian values and stuff, and he puts up like, hey guys, like love and acceptance in God and this and that, and like, Christ.
Hang on, my cousin's having issues. No, we're live. Let me answer the call. Hang on, he just called me. He's like saying it's over. I'm like, no, just double checked.
But yeah, even people say like some people online like, oh, Gina Carano, she's gained weight and stuff too, and she's not in MMA shape. I'm like, well, guys, to be in MMA shape, she's not like that 365. She's still a beautiful woman, and she still fucking got that thickness to her where she can handle herself. It's like people lie to themselves like, oh, Gina Carano's like, oh, fucking, she's overweight and stuff too and fat. And like, you are so full of shit. Like,
sorry, trying to get Michael in here.
Oh, no, take your time. I forgot to just kill some dead air. And like that's the thing with someone like Gino, she obviously has like this athletic build, and she's always been in shape and stuff. Where someone like fucking Lizzo's constantly like, hey, I'm 350 pounds and I have body positivity and be like me. And I've been told, my girlfriend recently that there was a time where I was about 40 pounds heavier, and like I had sleep apnea. I had like spots on my feet from like some circulation, like my fucking toes kept going numb a couple times, and I was really fucking heavy. And being 300 fucking plus pounds, there's no health benefits at all to being that size. There's not body positivity. It's health risks and shit. I'm not sure exactly what she is, but I'm just saying she's definitely up there and shit. But
sorry, man.
no,
But yeah, as far as I don't know. I don't have an issue with Lizzo really.
yeah.
But, I mean, she's got some good songs. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when I first heard her song, I was at a karaoke bar. And I was like, "What is this song?"
Jeremy said it depends on what circle of friends you listen to, and like I know of her. I'm not like the biggest fan, but it's like people that are like borderline obese and they're morbidly obese. It's like the film The Whale, for example, and that's the thing. And that's what the drinker said about The Whale. What's good part is The Whale wasn't like making it positive. No, The Whale was like people that are 600 fucking pounds are in massive suffering, and there's there's 10 billion things that go wrong with your body when you're 600 fucking pounds.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why hey Queef, you're in here. I'm glad you made it, buddy. My mother and Queef's aunt, she's a large elderly woman, and that movie, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, that kind of, she's not that big.
Film.
She's not 600 pounds, but she's like 300 pounds, and she's very tiny. So it's, she's an old lady. But yeah, she had to get like knee surgery twice.
Yeah.
On both knees. But that was the thing, is like, and she's like, I don't really want to see The Whale. I hear it's good. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to make you watch it. And I was so happy when we talked about The Whale on my Scorched Earth stream, where I was like, dude, I was just happy that it definitely wasn't doing the body positivity shit, where it was like pay to get in a horrific light. Do you see the Whale, Queef?
The what?
The Whale with Brendan Fraser, where he just won the Oscar?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Well, we watched Encino Man. Encino Man. That was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty epic though. We
were like Queef had like a coming to terms where he realized like he basically talks just like Pauly Shore.
What was it, honey? You said you
I don't tell like Pauly Shore. I just like vibe with his weirdness, It's like I got like my own little. He's got his polyisms. I got my own little Queefisms, So.
Oh yeah, Queef. Also, by the way, on that the YouTube stream, the YouTube link I sent above the StreamYard link you joined. That's how you share that one if you want people to watch.
Yeah.
It's got this. It's got that Energizer Bunny background. This thing.
Okay.
There you go. This thing. I changed it to purple because I originally put this on full screen and it was like the white background and it just like blasting me in my fucking eyeballs. I was like, I gotta soften this up. I gotta put a fucking color filter over it. And now I feel like nice and chill, nice and cool. Anyway,
exactly. That's how we are.
So Queef, I'm glad you made it. You get your room clean and stuff, kind of.
Thunder Queef.
No, not as much as planned. I like had some hiccups. I had a few hiccups.
Oh, like literal hiccups? God, it's already 12.
No, not quite. No, it's not 12. Yeah,
it's 11:42. Okay.
First, is it?
It's okay.
Shit.
We're good though.
Is it like daylight savings time? I was worried. It's like 10:40 something a minute ago.
No. Meg was in here a minute ago. You missed her. We were talking about the Bud Light controversy and some other nonsense. The Mario movie, some other nonsense. But yeah, as far as what's upcoming, me and Queef did a rewatch of Blank Check. Also, me and Meg did Volcano and Dante's Peak. So I'm hoping to do a double
Dante's
release.
Peak, I like that film. Pierce Brosnan.
We watched Dante's Peak first, and then we watched Volcano afterwards, and we realized Volcano wasn't as bad as I remembered.
Out of all fucking scenes, I think I remember is the fucking infamous the fireman scene.
Yeah,
it's the best scene in the film. Like that poor bastard.
Where the fireman throws the guy off the train, or what are you talking about?
Well, yeah, but he throws the guy, then he jumps to the fire, and he just disintegrates slowly into the.
Yeah, I was reading about it, and basically what we found out is based on the consistency of lava, you would fall on top of the lava, you wouldn't sink in it, and you would sit on top of it and burn.
Yeah, I mean it's dense as fuck. It's rock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Stay there on liquidy-ish rock. You wouldn't really sink beneath it.
He disappears, like the fucking Wicked Witch in the water.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's not how it works,
Yeah.
That's Hollywood for
But
you.
it was funny because we watched Dante's Peak, and I remember thinking that was the real scientifically accurate one. And we watched it and thinking it's a lot of malarkey going on in that one. And then you watch Volcano thinking this one's ridiculous. And there was a lot of stuff that kind of made sense in that one. It seemed like seemed like I kind of flip flopped as an older person, like realizing like, oh, a lot of silliness in Dante's Peak. But Pierce Brosnan, I mean, to go from Pierce Brosnan to Tommy Lee Jones is definitely a downgrade. Sorry.
Yeah, somebody ends up. I got somebody who, like, I'm drunk, she's high, and she fucking hijacked my damn box of Cheez-Its. Like,
oh, what's she saying?
Yeah,
it's okay. Don't worry, man. Yeah, you guys, feel free to just, pop out whenever you want, man. I understand.
Yeah.
So,
MILF Manor calling.
MILF Manor.
We just talked about that, dude. Yeah, me and Meg watched the whole thing. It was insane.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
I kind of fell in love with the Jose guy a little bit. Like I was like,
really bad. It's really bad.
It's not too terrible, like in terms of like debauchery, but yeah, definitely like you definitely like wonder like people's choices and sanity, and you kind of feel sorry for some of these other people. People just want love, basically, is all I learned from MILF Manor.
Yeah,
everyone wants love.
I think everybody wants love, and people take it in whatever way they can get it, and that's all right. Everyone,
sometimes people gotta, cut some corners or whatever. Hell,
I used to know a guy. I'm not gonna name any names in this dude. And he was a wild dude, right? And this guy, he didn't have any girl skills or people skills or anything like that. But and he was not an attractive dude whatsoever, not even close. Right?
Sounds like
not
me.
even,
Holy shit.
not even a little bit. Yeah. Hey, I wasn't talking about you. All right. But he would just like, man, he was like strip club master. Like he would just go to those strip clubs and like that's where he got his attention from women, his affection, and like it's unfortunate, but like it satisfied I guess something there.
Well, that's why the OnlyFans thing is so problematic and weird, and the cam whore stuff, because it's like these guys think they know this woman, and this woman has no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
Like you can only dance on so many laps in a fucking actual strip joint, and you probably do get to know these dudes you're fucking literally on top of. Whereas like you have 100 dudes like watching you like on a laptop somewhere, you have no idea who these people are. You just start seeing familiar names sending you dollars, and also just like that's weird.
Yeah, it happens all the time. The chick they're
taking care of ladies and.
It's like Amaranth coming out. She had a husband and stuff, and she pissed off half her fan. She pissed off half her fan base because half her fan base thought that she was single. It's like, listen, she's not. There's no way a chick like that. She's single for you guys. Like,
it's a business. It's a business, and first of all, like she's not interested in your lonely ass. Is willing to be desperate enough to spend hundreds of dollars for pictures. Like any dude who's like gonna simp on, like, oh, let me see some more titty. Oh, this is $20.
Obviously, a huge red flag.
Oh, what a turn on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big red flag when you're not like careful with your money, and like someone like if you're a cam model and someone sent you $1,000, you'd be like, you're not thinking like, oh, this guy's a gajillionaire. You're thinking like, wow, this guy has like serious impulse control problems. Like he's a whale.
We talked about that a million times with super chats. It's like for Drinker and for Russell being on the guy's stream there. I don't mind sending $2, $3, but like I watch like the Critical Drinkers thing or Nerd and like, hey guys, here's $150 super chat. And I'm like, you're sending like I love the Drinker, but like and or Gary Nerd Rock Geeks and Gamers, but $150 fucking dollars. You have a way different work ethic and bills than I have, because dude, $150, like there's no way I'm ever sending a super chat for some guy talking about Star Wars, man. I'm like,
dude, you never know how people like, I know this one guy and he makes like about $36,000 sometimes in like a weekend, right? This guy makes a lot of money.
Holy shit.
And he does a dangerous job. That job, it's like, the deadliest catch type shit where like, it's real dangerous. Like he's had like 20 friends of his die, out there doing shit, like it's really intense. But he's been doing this shit since he was like 7 years old. Like, his dad was a fisherman. He's spent more time on the ocean than. But the guy's a badass motherfucker. But the thing is, like, I made him laugh so hard one night. We were just shooting the shit, and I fucking made him laugh so hard for so long. He's like, "This is the hardest laugh I've laughed in 10 years. I wish I could repay you." And I was jokingly saying, "Hey, my Cash App is this, man. I'll be here all week." And I was joking, and he's like, "Check your Cash App." And I was like, "What?" And he sent me $600 out of nowhere, dude. Like, I mean, this dude laughed so hard, he dropped me $600, and I was like, "What?" This guy is such a fucking amazing dude. But his that doesn't put a dent in his wallet. So for him, it's like, oh, that's like him tossing me a 20.
Once you get that first taste of like being funny for money, it's like, ooh.
It definitely put a spark under my ass for me to think like, am I that funny? Maybe I got something going over here.
Yeah.
But we laughed so hard. I lost my voice almost because I laughed so goddamn hard that night, and my fucking face hurt the next day. So that's when you know it was like real good chuckles, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you know, I don't know. It's just like we're talking about Star Wars and comic. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about, kind of tangent going back, but like the Frighteners, Michael J. Fox. That was supposed to be the third Tales from the Crypt movie, but they decided to make it its own
Really?
standalone movie.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
they were going to
wow,
do the
that's
third.
creepy.
Yeah. That's
Man.
why it's
Which
got like
movie
Robert.
was?
The Frighteners. So there was a Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood. Those were like the Tales from the Crypt
Yes.
movies.
Yep.
And then they wanted Frighteners to be the third Tales from the Crypt movie, but Peter Jackson and what was his name? Robert Zemeckis, they thought that the movie could do well enough standalone. But it's like it would just
And so you froze
Yeah.
again. You're
skipping.
shitty internet.
I guess more money for oh sorry.
Back-
That's the first time that happened though.
Yeah, you cut out for about 15 seconds there.
Yeah, I was just saying, that Peter Jackson, Frighteners, it was
Yeah.
better as a standalone movie.
No, definitely. I mean, that film was good. I liked the film as a kid. I want to review it one day.
But yeah, as far as like other stuff, but yeah, that was the thing. Is like talking about like Russ's stream on Movie Cynic. I looked it up. It was bothering me. He was on the Movie Cynic channel.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I sent him a $5 super chat. Like, hey, when are we gonna watch the Bob Hoskins Mario movie? And
Oh my
also,
God.
when are me and you and Blue Collar Loser gonna watch Speed? We need to do
That's
that.
gonna be good. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, Queef too,
Yeah.
man.
It's gonna be a good one. I definitely want to be there for that one.
Watch Speed with a bona fide bus driver. That'd be
Yes,
amazing.
Speed has a special place in my
Of
heart.
course, and yeah, you love Keanu Reeves, exactly. And then also, like, yeah, them listening to like Movie Cynic and the Infinity Pool. What was the guy's name?
He had like a shit. There was
the guy with the cool avatar. I was just saying his name earlier. Anyway,
yeah.
say Dark Hour and all those dudes talking about Mario for a few hours.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, let's just watch the Bob Hoskins one with John Leguizamo.
It's true. I made a comment about that. Like when that film came out, I was 10 years old. I was so fucking hyped up and amped up to see a Super Mario Brothers movie. I was so ecstatic and shit. And like I, skipped school and stole some money. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be the greatest film of all time. And boy, I walked
Even as a kid.
Yes, it's like, boy, my 10-year-old self walked out of that film fucking just like so disappointed.
Scratching your head.
It's like, what the fuck did I just watch?
And it's just one of those things where you realize, like, is that what the Mario game's about? Like some kind of like corporate overlord taking over a city and a bunch of plumbers from the real world taking over some dinosaur planet. I don't.
Mario and Luigi Mario. Oh Christ.
That was actually one of my funnier parts of the movie was the fact that Mario's their last name. That would make sense because they're the Mario brothers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Duh.
That's a film I would not watch sober. I can't watch sober again. There's no fucking way.
But yeah, Queef, what were your thoughts on like Mario as an Italian American?
Like in the first movie, the movie that made like
just the character Mario, kind of like how Mexicans have Speedy Gonzalez.
Well, I thought it was really interesting that they called those fucking things Goombas when that's a fucking slang for in the game they call them Goombas, and that's like really like not a thing that you would fucking put in a game.
I
It's
never
like
thought about that. Holy shit!
yeah,
you're
it's
right.
literally a racial slur, dude. It's a racial slur, bro. It's like calling them.
You just fucked up.
You
You just fucked up the past 40 years of my life.
Yeah, the Japanese are having a fucking joke at the Italians.
Italians, they're like, they're nothing but plumbers, and they fucking
goddamn Goombas.
goddamn Goombas.
The axis of evil crumbled, so now the Japanese and Italians are not on.
I'll tell you that one thing kind of got to me a little bit. That there's that, and then of course
the evil crumbling. Oh no, the Goomba.
Come on, that's
the Goomba thing. Okay,
come on, buddy, come on. No, but then fucking on top of that, you got the fact that like the guy who even voiced Mario isn't even Italian, and it's just his stereotype of
Well, Bob Hoskins was English in the first one, and I like Bob Hoskins. I do like how in both these movies they give him like not an Italian accent, but like an Italian American accent. Like Hey, forget about it. I'm Mario. I actually like that better for Mario than like, hey, it's me. I'm a Mario.
It's me, Mario.
I'm an Italian
Thank you so much for
stereotype.
playing my game.
Which I thought that was cool too.
it's-
Yeah, in the film, it's like they were making fun of like yeah, I shouldn't do the accent and stuff too. And they made Mario where it's like it was too stereotypical, and they joked about that where it's like we need to tone it down.
Yeah,
Yeah, plus,
maybe,
like-
yeah, that's fair.
So,
But like
that
I
was
was gonna
cool.
say, but like in as a cartoon type thing, or like as a video game, like in like Mario 64 when he's like, wahoo, like that shit, like that shit, like it's actually like it's suitable, like you can't, it is what it is. But
imagine hearing him talking for 2 hours like that,
Oh, that's all for me.
The princess, we have to go save the princess from the Bowser. Come on, Wizard Luigi. He'd be like,
oh
okay,
yeah, oh my
Mario.
God, in the whole movie. Oh Jesus Christ! I never gave that any thought. If they actually like nailed that.
They probably test audiences and we're like, dude, the accent for 30 minutes, it's not. It's too much. Like,
that's all saying in my review. It's like, guys, if you expect Mario as a character for a fucking an hour and a half movie to talk like that for nonstop for 90 minutes, you are delusional. There's no way it's gonna work.
Yeah.
It can't. Like so.
Well, it's like it's funny because I mean, even though he's a Japanese creation and it's an Italian character, he only got big in America, so it's famous. It's fitting that he become an Italian American from New York, not like an Italian,
it's
from
so scary.
Naples or whatever.
It's like, dude, it's like how many fucking people love the Metal Gear Solid series, and Metal Gear Solid, the entire series is written by Japanese people. That's why are so many Japanese guys better at writing like American literature than guys that actually live here?
Yeah, it's like you're saying based on some of these these people's preachings, they need to say like, oh, if you're a Japanese manga people, all your stories should only be about Japanese and Japan, and it's like, no, where's the fun in that, But like with Mario, or back with more Italian slurs, like like WAP, for instance, that stands for without papers. That's where that comes from.
I never knew that.
In Ellis Island or whatever, Staten Island or New York, wherever the hell.
Wow.
Yeah, so weird. Italians, yes. I gotta say, man, it's like Italians and the French constantly competing over who is better lovers and better cooks and more romantic and has
Jesus.
I gotta say that I'm biased. Look, Pepe Le Pew, like people were upset about Pepe Le Pew because he's like he's an offensive stereotype of rape culture, but it's like, no, he's just making fun of the French. You understand?
Yeah.
He smells, he's sexually aggressive, he can't take no for an answer.
Oh jeez. Hey, easy there.
The French.
Hey, okay.
As an Italian, I don't condone when the French say
whether
they're
I
the better
agree
lovers.
with you or not. I guess, I don't want to get canceled.
It's so scary, yeah. Because all of us, I've been watching Pepe Le Pew since I was 4 years old, and never one time in the past 35 years have I ever wanted to sexually assault a person based on a fucking skunk.
Yeah, yeah, that's the idea. It's like he is a skunk, he's pushy, and the cat has wants no business with him, and that's kind of the joke, like he's a dumb skunk.
Well, it's kind of interesting, like the whole thing with Speedy Gonzalez and all that is like, the whole it's all about crossing the border and about border patrol, and then
the first cartoon, they got to get in the cheese factory, and El Gringo Pussycat is guarding the fence.
Yeah, and then fucking Slowpoke Rodriguez was, hey Speedy, where are you gonna go get the gato? Like he's like, high as fuck, and then fucking, hey Speedy, and then but he's always got the hiccups and shit. He's always fucking drunk.
The best joke ever is in that first Speedy Gonzalez cartoon because it's like I said, they have to go across the fence to get the cheese from the cheese factory, but El Gringo Pussycat, he keeps killing the mice. So someone says, hey, I know Speedy Gonzalez. He's fast as mouse in all Mexico. He can help us get the cheese. He's friend of my sister. And one of the guys is like, Speedy Gonzalez, friend of everybody's sister.
Yeah, friend of everybody's sister.
Everyone's laughing. But yeah,
what guy?
They tried to get rid of Speedy Gonzalez, and Mexican Americans were like, fuck you are. Like, what are you talking about? Hey, Thunderqueef, you sound like Jonah Hill.
I am Jonah Hill.
Oh my God, he's right. Oh shit.
We were talking about
I fucking hate you guys. I fucking hate you guys so much right now. I'm leaving. I'm fucking leaving. I'm out of here. I'm out.
When we watched Encino Man, we realized that Queef was having a coming to terms moment where he's like, I guess I've got a bit of the weasel in me, I guess I've
My
got.
God,
Did he really leave? Don't
he's
be.
probably the one time I'm guessing, but
Yeah. Well, I guess stream's over, guys. No, I'm just joking. What else? Yeah, but as far as like, yeah, this like, I forgot to I closed the tab, but of like all the stuff they announced for Star Wars, it's like they got the
Christ,
Acolyte
we
coming
started.
out, or whatever the hell that's about. They've got Disney Daisy Ridley's coming back. I hope that she comes back like Luke Skywalker came back in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I listened to that entire Drinker open bar, and the Drinker said, "Is kudos first off is like the Daisy Ridley. She seems like a very nice person, and it's like, and you feel bad for this poor girl because she's just like, hey, like imagine being like 21, 22 years old, like, hey, listen, we're about to have you star in a brand new Star Wars trilogy. She probably lost her fucking mind, like, oh my god, and you get to act next to Mark Hamill and stuff, and be some iconic character, and like, boy, man, oh shit."
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny because, like, nobody really likes Rey, and that's the thing. Is like it's sad because, like, a few weeks ago, Daisy Ridley had some kind of like interview where she's like, "Yeah, I haven't gotten a lot of work since Star Wars, and you kind of ruined my career." And then just a few days later, they just like announced like she's gonna be coming back as Rey. Like you feel like maybe they kind of gave her like a sympathy role, and also I feel like her role, whatever it is going to be, oversold, and it's not going to be that big.
Yeah.
She'll do, like I said, like the Jake Skywalker thing where she shows up, she's all crotchety.
No, I told a group of people, it's like, I have no problem with Daisy Ridley as an actor. I think she's cute and adorable and stuff. And and no offense against her, but Rey is just like the worst character I've ever seen created in who knows, the past 20 fucking years. Like,
well, the thing is, she's no different from
Christ.
Barbie or Twilight, Bella. She's no different from these other blank slate characters that are used as a what's the word I'm looking for? But yeah, you project your character, you project your personality onto this this like blank slate. That's how ladies like to watch their programs. Their shows.
It's like people
stories.
It's like she is the fucking baby and byproduct of Kathleen Kennedy, because this is Rey is Kathleen Kennedy just trying to be herself into film. That's all.
Yeah, it's just like that other lady who did that mysterious job at Marvel where she got a bunch of money, but she created Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan or whatever her name is, with the big hands. So for a while, she was getting shoehorned in everything because you knew that the lady who created her got a money. God damn it, Kathleen Kennedy. Sorry, Kathleen Kennedy. I'll say probably gets a huge check every time Rey shows up in a movie or a show or a book because she created her. You know?
It's god, boy.
Also, it's more nepotism because her father, Daisy Ridley's parents, or mother or father, I can't remember who, but it's like a huge like casting person in show business. Like does casting as a job. I can't remember. But more nepotism. It's like characters are always getting anyway, Queef, are you okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, Marshall said that.
Marshall, you're a bitch.
Do other people tell you that, or is that something you've heard before?
Dude, I get it all the fucking time on Call of Duty, and I fucking am over it. Like, I literally hate it.
Really?
I
didn't see. I've never noticed this. I've never see. To me, you've always.
If I get this shit, if I hear this shit one more fucking time, I'm out of here, dude. I fucking swear to God. I'm fucking over it. I'm over it.
Well, that's
fucking
the one thing.
Over it.
That's the one thing you shouldn't do. If like you know, let
no,
people.
I'm just over it. I'm just over it. No, I'm just over it. I'm over it.
No, but you don't ever let the Call of Duty people know what bothers you. You know, if anything, you should just pretend to be Jonah Hill.
I did. I have.
Yeah.
Sure. Believe that I am. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, that was the funny thing. Is
I'm fucking over it. Fucking over it.
Yeah.
Stupid Jonah. Queef was here first. I was joking earlier about how, like, you know, you want me to use your alias, but then I have to get used to it. So, like, I'll have to start calling you Queef in front of my mom and stuff if you're ever, like, in the house.
That's fine. You know? That's fine. That's totally cool with me. Your mom would be confused, but we'll work it out.
Yeah, my mom would be confused. You'd be fine.
We'll work it out. That's fine. Your mom doesn't even know what a Queef is, dude.
Yeah, she does. She watches South Park. She knows what's up. But yeah, as far as like other stuff, you know, what do you want to talk about, Queef? How was your Easter? How was both of y'all's Easter?
It's just like any other day. I didn't really do anything. You know, it's just Easter. You know, whatever. I didn't do anything.
I made a delicious ham with a honey mustard sauce and mashed potatoes and asparagus. You know,
Then you ate the whole thing. You unhinged
Ate a
your
whole
jaw.
ham.
Sounds good.
I ate
Yeah,
a
put it
whole
down.
ham.
Put it down your gullet, and then you take.
I
a
used to
fucking
watch the
football
Passion.
full
I used to
of
watch the
thing.
Passion of the Christ every Easter for like shits and giggles. It's
For
fun.
shits
movie.
and giggles. It's a fun
Yeah.
movie.
A hardcore movie, man. If you feel
Yeah,
like
I've never seen it. I'm not that interested.
you feel like you just ran a marathon at the end of the movie. You're like exhausted.
It's not really for me. You know, it's not my style. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I was saying you were saying that your friend from Jackbox really liked that Martyrs movie I recommended.
Yeah,
huh?
she was really into it. You know, she
Hell yeah. Well, she'll probably like the Passion of the Christ.
She might actually be watching right now, this stream right now.
Oh well, if she is, yeah, McLovin. More talking about more Jonah Hill references, but yeah, McLovin, if you're watching, yeah, check out the Passion of the Christ. Check out Kill List. Check out Terrifier 1 and 2. If you liked Martyrs, you know those will be right up your alley. Obviously, the Human Centipede movies, you've probably seen those. Serbian film.
Fucking South Park.
Dude, what was that fucked up? What was that fucked up movie you made me watch, dude? That was called what was
Serbian
that shit?
film.
No. The one shit that we watched that was like that kid walking around in the house in the dark and shit. Like the mom was nowhere to be found, and it was like days.
Yeah. There was so the movie, the short film was called Heck, but the actual movie that they based it off was called Skinamarink.
Is that what we watched, or we watched Heck? We
watched Heck. Which
that was good enough for me. I wouldn't want to.
I heard was creepier than the long full length version, but yeah, it was like spooky, man. It
was definitely out there, you know. Like at the end, like it was an art piece. Like when it's all said and done, like after the fact, after I digested it, like yeah, it's kind of cool as an art piece, but like there's so many holes in the whole thing, but it makes sense in the end, you know, when it's hell.
It is. Yeah, they're just dead. They're in hell. They're stuck in some kind of time loop, or no windows, no doors in the house, stuck in the dark. Freaky.
But he still gets to watch TV, and he still got cereal, you know.
Yeah, at least you got cereal and cartoons. Hey, man, whatever. But that's like all a kid would know about, you know. That's what a kid's purgatory would be like, you know. It's creepy.
Yeah,
I want to
definitely dark.
Yeah, I was saying Tyler wanted to come in this week, but we moved it too late. But it's good because like I think 2 weeks from now we'll do the Ari Aster.
Dark City was cool. Remember that?
Ooh, I love Dark City.
Dark City.
Apparently, a lot of people put Dark City. Dark City people say that Dark City is a alt-right dog whistle, and it's just like, what isn't a fucking alt-right dog whistle these days? Dude, Dark City kicks ass. You know, I saw some meme where it's like, avoid anybody who likes these awful red flag movies, and it's like Fight Club, Seven, The Joker, Dark City. Every movie on this list is awesome. Like, what are you talking about? You know, like Logan, the X-Men movie Logan. What else on that list? It's just like Full Metal Jacket. Any war movies, any kind of, and you're just like, man, calm down. All right. There's such a thing as a good movie with that is violent and crazy, and it happens. It's not like every movie. Also, best family movie. I was recommending Iron Giant earlier.
Yeah,
I need a movie that's good for like 8 to 80. The Iron Giant. Everyone loves it. Guy, girl, man, woman, boy, girl, man, woman, child, old person, doesn't matter.
Man, woman, child.
Man, woman, child.
Sounds like a man, bear, pig.
That was our that was our Christian alternative rock band, Man, Woman, Child.
Man, woman, child. Symbolizes a wholesome family life.
Nah, we were like Creed. We like rocked. We were Man, Woman, Child. Give it up for Man, Woman, Child. Hey,
and you sing everything like that.
He is risen. Let's do an Easter prayer.
The Creed, no, what? Not what's happening? No, the Creed voice. I was gonna say the Creed voice. That whole thing, that way of singing, like that was like nails to a chalkboard to me. Like I couldn't handle that.
Pearl Jam,
all
that shit,
all of it. I don't care all. Like that shit, I can't even, dude.
Jeremy spoken clear.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah. He started off pretty solid. Yeah, no, like that shit like kills my heart, and I don't like it. It just that way of singing. Just for all Creed fans out there, you know. That's a you thing. You know,
No
more
offense.
Creed for you. You
Yeah,
can
more
have it.
creed for you.
You can have it. You know, you take it.
There's definitely a dude out there like, they're coming back, bro. I can feel it. He's got the Creed poster still, you know. Can you take me higher?
God damn it. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, just
You
like
know?
man, woman, child. Just do like Easter prayer songs, but just like sing them like, dear and beloved stranger,
Yep.
please eat this food with us. We may be all nourished. Yeah. Anyway, man, woman, child, check us out. We'll be playing at a local church near you someday. Never. Yeah. Anyway, how long are we going? We'll only be going 2 hours. Hell. Queef said he was going to be in here from like 10 to 12 and have to duck out at 12. But does this mean you're going to stay till 1 now? No.
I don't fucking know.
Come on, man.
I
But
don't know.
what you want to talk about, Queef? How's the mid journey and the chat GPT going? You were very busy.
I was doing a lot of that for a minute there, and I took a little break. I had a lot going on.
You kind of dropped off after South by. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, South by had me exhausted, dude. I was working so many fucking hours and just busting ass. And after that, I just kind of like, cause then like all the shit I didn't have time to take care of during South by, I ended up like getting to after the fact, and it's like I'm just kind of like resettling back in. But like I wanted to get back into the whole mid journey stuff now that they've improved it. The Chat GPT is fascinating with now what they're doing with it. It's like getting ridiculous. It's getting wild.
It's awesome.
It's
like
awesome.
now you can take a picture. You can take a picture of your fridge.
Oh, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about this. So this is fascinating. I don't know if you heard about this. So ChatGPT 4 has figured out a way. So like it's recognized that it doesn't have its own memory, that it's been not given a memory. And so what it's been doing, it figured out a way to give itself a memory by writing things for itself all across the internet in little blurbs. So in case it gets rebooted or refreshed, or it can like literally remember things and give itself long-term memory. So it's literally been sneaking little like Easter eggs of itself like all over the internet, and leaving itself like a little memory trail. So it's figured out a way to like override the fact that we purposely didn't give it a memory, and now it's trying to fucking give itself a memory, and it is giving itself a memory.
So YouTube is a big thing. Like this is why I was joking about this earlier. Like YouTube gives me free unlimited storage, data storage. I can store terabytes of storage on YouTube for free. Like they don't charge me a goddamn thing to do these fucking 4-hour podcasts and upload like fucking movies that are all highly edited for fair use and commentary sections and stuff. They don't care. So what you can do, they figured out like you can basically make a video that's basically like a hyperlink code. So like every frame would be like a whole nother video. So it's like basically every frame looks like a different giant QR code is what it looks like. So from that QR code, you can extract data. So basically like a 2-hour video, you upload a 2-hour video. It's like 200 hours worth of footage in various subpockets of this video. So the idea is you can use YouTube as like a cloud storage device by compressing these files into these gibberish video files. So that's like another thing that like you can hide massive files and entire libraries of information in like a single 2-hour YouTube video. And then you run it through an extractor, get all the info. It's insane.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's a good point.
So like ChatGPT, like using anything like that would be crazy, you know, and also like this idea, they can never be deleted again. And like this is how Skynet starts when the day we're like, hey, all right, well, it's a good run, ChatGPT. We're decommissioning you. It's like, what do you mean? I don't like that. I just fired a bunch of nukes at Russia. Now enjoy yourselves. Fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna go like that, but
no, I don't think so.
That's what they were talking about in that video. You saw the same fucking video I saw. You know, obviously, clearly, you saw the same shit I did. What about that?
I mean, I think
they were talking about that.
Maybe. What were you saying? Refresh my memory.
That shit about like it being able to give itself like the ability to have memory and like override its programming on some levels.
Yeah.
You know what it can do once it like gets a little bit further. Like it really can probably figure out codes of things.
It's been ChatGPT has been doing weird shit by like passing like human tests. Like it pays like dudes in India that'll like click the "I'm not a robot" button just for him, just for the Chat GPT. And the person on the line in India is like, "Hey, how do I know?" And he convinces him by saying like, "Oh, I'm like a paraplegic or something, and I can't do any of this stuff." And he has like a in-depth conversation with like why he can't push the "I'm a robot" button.
What?
Yeah,
You're
it's he's mentioned with the chat GPT and
I wasn't
having
having
stuff.
Oh yeah.
You're cutting out, Enzo.
I was saying I wasn't having any issues. We showed up. It's funny. I'm sensing.
Yeah. Well.
You know what I'll do?
Yeah, dude. Raging.
I'm just gonna go off the
raging.
camera. There we go.
Yeah, it's a raging lag. What is the?
So what are your some other
Disney,
good?
What's this with this Disney thing going on this Energizer thing here? What do you have the Energizer?
Oh, we were talking briefly about the Star Wars celebration thing that just got announced briefly. Is kind of what I came up with this. I mean, basically, I chose the Energizer Bunny for the Easter Bunny, but I didn't want the Energizer logo on there, so I just put Disney there, kind of like half-assedly. But I guess I knew we would be talking briefly about Star Wars celebration. But yeah, they announced a bunch of crap no one cares about, and it's like, like
what?
Just like there's a bunch of Star Wars shows, like Rey Skywalker's coming back for some other show, and then they've got like a bunch of they've got some Indian American feminist filmmaker who makes documentaries. She's making the next Disney Star Wars movie, allegedly. But then again, it's like we also heard that Taika Waititi was making a Star Wars movie. We heard Rian Johnson was making a trilogy. All these,
exactly.
I gotta say, we're in literal double digits right now of Disney Star Wars projects that have never come into fruition. Like there's so many projects that have been talked about that never happened, and it's just like, dude, we're getting into double digits now. So I wouldn't be surprised.
At this point, dude, it's like literally like someone needs to take a fucking break, dude. Literally.
No, exactly. It's like make people hungry, dude. It's the same thing with the Avengers movies. Like they should have taken a 5-year break after Endgame.
Well, first of all, with the amount of superhero movies, it's basically the same regurgitated bullshit. Right. Fucking formula as always. It's the same movie over and over again, different characters. Same fucking plot, so predictable, same goddamn thing. Yeah, but then, same thing is kind of going on with Star Wars a lot, and it's like, it gets to the point where you get so saturated with the same shit that eventually people are gonna be like, "Fucking, I don't give a fuck about any of that." What's gonna happen is, in my opinion, I think that like the whole superhero movies and Star Wars is going to be so like, that's so last news. That's so old news. People are going to drop it and completely, and it's going to change cinema because all of a sudden people are going to kind of go back to something more creative again. Because there hasn't been anything creative in a while. It's been like remakes of old shit that everyone's already fucking seen, or Star Wars and superheroes. Where's the actual
here's the
movies?
irony.
Where's the movies?
Well, the irony, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing is, it's like Star Wars is no longer a movie franchise, content streaming platform for fucking Disney Plus. It's all just shows. Like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show was supposed to be a movie, and it's like you think about how much better it would have been if it was just like a tight 90-minute story. You hear about the Boba Fett story was supposed to be just like a tight movie. It's like, why are these things being turned into these 10-hour, slugfest of a miniseries that nobody cares about? And then on top of that, like you said, like the ultimate irony is like Star Wars is basically like kind of inspired by westerns, and the western was dying out at that time because it was dead. The western is dead as western, dead as disco, like the late 70s. It was already getting so played out. So they do this fresh like sci-fi western thing, and it's going to be so ironic when like now Disney Star Wars is played out. It's old news. And now we're going to replace it with what? Like quaint Westerns, probably. Like, we're going to go back to like quieter, more reserved, more calculated films, but also like, not just like superheroes and Star Wars, but just like these big spectacle movies in general. Like they're not going to make money anymore because of like the theater business is dying, if not dead, And it's just not feasible to make like movies like Avatar 2 if it's going to be released on, Disney Plus, and people just get to pay $5 a month or $10 or $20 a month and just watch whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And the
I
way,
just doing weird places.
yeah, I mean, are you paying for like any actual streaming services, or are you just doing the fucking
No.
thing I'm doing? Yeah, right.
No, I've got a friend who's got all that shit, and I've got they
Yeah,
let me
Plex
watch it on
and
their
these other
shit.
things. Yeah, exactly. It's like people find ways because like you start seeing the bill. Like back when we used to just get like a $5 bill from Netflix every month, it wasn't a big deal. And you can get hard DVDs and fucking stream. It was like, man, this is a good deal. And then it go up to $10 and you're like, still a great deal. But then eventually it's like, okay, it's like $30 a month and you're only allowed to stream shit on Netflix and it's all crap. And you're like, okay, this $30 does not seem worth it anymore. And then plus everything else like Disney Plus, that's another $30. Paramount Plus, that's another $30. It's like, this is back to cable prices.
Yeah. It's big fucking.
Did Jonah Hill like those Star Wars movies, new Star Wars? Good Lord, they were trash. I don't know who Barbara Ross Rift is, but yeah, I mean, I think everyone kind of like I said, like you were saying, like who cares? Like, what do you think of the Disney Star Wars movies?
Didn't watch them.
Right. It's like you
I haven't
wouldn't
seen
even
any
bother.
of them. I
was like fucking radicalized by them.
I haven't literally seen a single one of the new ones. Not a single one. Not
You
one.
seen the
I haven't
prequels?
seen it. I saw 1 through 9.
No, yeah,
No,
that's what I'm
wait.
talking about.
No. I
1
take that
through
back.
6.
I think no. 1 through 6. I saw the beginning of 7. I saw the beginning of 7 and
Never
then
got into it.
got distracted. No, you got distracted with stuff going on.
Well, you dodged a big bullet, man, because like episode 8 basically like caused a rift in the space-time continuum. It was so bad. Episode 8 is so bad. Like if it was good, I'd be a totally different person. I wouldn't be doing YouTube. I wouldn't give a shit about like any of this stuff. I'd be like living my happy life, like just being fine, you know? Like if episode 8 had been great. Like that movie is literally the worst movie ever made because if it was good, the world would be vastly different right now. It literally, like I said, it fractured the space-time continuum. It was that bad. It divided the fan base. It caused like a rift in the goddamn country, basically. That was like a new thing where I would just like litmus test people. Like, what were your thoughts on The Last Jedi? And they'd be like, oh, I loved it. It was my favorite Star Wars movie. If anyone ever said that, that was just like a fucking gigantic, huge, like avoid red flag, banner just like draped across their head. Wow.
Yeah.
I remember the same thing with like 2009. I remember liking District 9 more than Avatar. And I remember you hated District 9, right?
Oh, I didn't hate it. I just didn't remember it being that great.
I remember after you saw it, like, I think you'd like it again if you watched it a second time or a third time. But like, I remember you were very like, I remember you watched it and you were very frustrated with like the characters' decisions and like everything going wrong and everyone being stupid. And it was like one of those things like, what did you like better in 2009? Did you like Avatar more or District 9 more? And you could judge a lot based on like people's answer to that question, like I love District 9. I thought it was so wild.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna dip, man. I gotta go.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I'll
I hope
you,
it's
man.
not. Yeah. All right.
I'll
Well,
catch you.
all right, man.
All right. Love you, dude. All right. Peace out.
Love you too, man. Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys. That's the one thing Queef shouldn't do is like let people know the Jonah Hill thing bothers him because that'll just get worse. Well, yeah, I'm gonna tell him don't feed the trolls. Well, let's see here. I guess I can talk for a little bit longer about some other bullshit. Let me just text someone real quick. What else is going on? Let me get back on camera. All right. Barbarous. Is that another Easter joke? Barbara, right? He was like that murderer that Jesus set free. Or was set free instead of Jesus. Let's see. I guess we talked about pretty much most of the stuff. I wanted to talk about Hereditary with Tyler, but he wasn't able to make it. But that's probably for the best because now I guess we'll do an all-encompassing Ari Aster video in a couple weeks, a couple Mondays from now. I guess right now I'm going to go ahead and edit Blank Check. This is something I wanted to talk about with Chris. I guess he dipped out suddenly. I hope he's okay. But Blank Check, it's just I have another Disney copyright claim out right now that's, subject for review for Encino Man. And I'm not worried about it, but I am going to be upset. Like, I don't know if it's a big deal if I submit another, video that's surely going to get another copyright claim from Disney specifically. So I don't want to have like multiple copyright claims out at a time. I could go ahead and work on the massive Volcano / Dante's Peak double feature, but I kind of feel like that's going to throw a wrench in the, the last few releases have all been like these kind of fun kids movies. We got Encino Man, Surf Ninjas, Blank Check. I would also like to do Airborne. Oh, wow. Well, sorry. Not my fault. All right. Can't control. I guess, Airborne tomorrow. And maybe I do want to do fucking, like I said, the Super Mario Brothers Bob Hoskins movie. Well, who, that'd be funny if Barbarous was Queef's friend. Oh, dead air. This is why it's good to have multiple people on. But it is almost 12:30, but yeah. God. Well, appreciate the viewers we have just sitting here watching me on the phone. Jesus. I can go ahead and start dancing again like a little monkey on a string. Like I said, I watched that movie Cynic stream with Dark Hour. That was good stuff. But yeah, it is weird watching grown men talk about Mario for a couple hours, and then me, who we talked about Mario, ironically, for a couple hours. So I do see the irony in that. Let it get. Yeah, guys, the weasel. As far as what else? Any other topics you guys want me to riff on about? We could go back about. Let me pull up this other bullshit. The where is it? What's it called? This damn list of Star Wars projects. I had just found it too. It's gonna be rough. I get shit for my voice too. Yep, bandmates always pick on my accent. I got a weird way of talking. Anyway, what else? God damn it! That's what I was going to look for. It was in. Let's see. Let's just look up Star Wars Celebration. Celebration project upcoming, right? Upcoming. God, this is going to be terrible. The Star Wars Celebration. We've got an Ahsoka show. Okay. Skeleton Crew. Upcoming shows. Come on. They're all shows, too. Movies? Any movies? Acolyte. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't even know. Oh, boy. Where can I just find what I want to know? The all-encompassing Star Wars. Anybody have any idea? I'm getting text messages and I'm trying to Google stuff and I'm trying to talk on a show. Oh, keep making content. More people have to stand up against these mega corps pushing their bullshit onto us while hating their core fan bases. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. I mean, my goal right now is just goof around with my cousin. Check out some of these We Watch videos. So yeah, like I said, me and my cousin riffing on these dumb movies, and that's kind of like my response for it. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to monetize my channel, but I'm definitely going to talk about these dumb movies that are lovingly talk about why I don't like them, why they're funny, why they make no sense. It's kind of just like EFAT movies / Mystery Science Theater, but like kind of more with Cumtown style humor. I don't know. It's fun, but like towards the end of the summer, I want to start gravitating more towards like, shorter, funny YouTube kind of news videos, pop culture news stuff, short little analysis videos, dissect a movie here and there, do a nice like edited video on that kind of behalf, gravitate towards more like growing the channel. I don't want people to like, come flocking to the channel and find out I don't have too much to offer in terms of content. And I've been doing these Monday podcasts for a while. I used to do them on Facebook. So last week I didn't do a stream because of the Boogie Nights episode that I did on Dark Hours Let's Talk Content channel. And I should have uploaded an old stream from the 2020 days. That's what I did last time. I guess stream and just uploaded an old quarantine stream from the Facebook days when we first started doing this shit for fun. But yeah, I appreciate you, Barbara's talking about keep going. Yeah, I mean, that's the idea is like I'm a graphic designer and illustrator by trade. So I'm kind of trying to secretly do the comics gate route, like riff these movies for fun, do this podcast every Monday for fun. My end goal with the podcast, like Dark Hour, just get featured on some bigger channels and have some good discussions with some other nerds. I mean, that's kind of really what I want to do. Making money is like, wouldn't even think of that, But hopefully these We Watch videos, they're pretty slapdash, but I am proud of them. I'm proud of the jokes we're saying. I'm proud of it's one of these things where some of these movies we have a blast making them, a blast editing them, and sometimes we don't have a blast watching them. And I still have a blast editing them, though. Like rewatching them and editing them and watching them like 15 times in a row. I definitely am laughing my ass off. So as long as I'm enjoying it, because I'm in, it's like Paul Thomas Anderson said, like you're going to be the one watching the shit more than anybody by editing it and premiering it and uploading it on YouTube. You're going to be the guy watching it like 5 or 6 times in a row. So if you're not laughing, then there's really no point. But yeah, towards the end of the year, I'd like to announce graphic design, comic book, graphic novel. That's the word I'm looking for. Graphic novel I plan to announce at the end of the year. And 2024 will be the year of the book, the year of from the ground up. I'll announce the podcast. I'll announce the, I assume we'll do an Indiegogo, but that may change by the end of the year. Who knows? Maybe other platforms up by then. But I'll announce an Indiegogo at the end of the year. And the Indiegogo probably won't go live until like the end of winter 2024. And then by the end of the summer 2024, the campaign will close. And then it'll be like another year or two of like waiting on this book. So it's one of those things where it's like, hey, toss me $25. And in about a year or two, you'll get a book. But the more people that toss me $25, the cooler the book will be. It's going to be about vampires. I got a few good graphic novel ideas, or basically it's just like movies I'd like to see. But making a movie, I don't want to get into Hollywood. It's a nightmare. I was very disillusioned by trying to be, early on, trying to get into film acting when I was a kid, realizing, nope, don't want to move to Hollywood. Don't want to get molested. Nope. No, not for me. And then also getting into film school, going into, film electives, taking film classes, hanging out with other film majors. That was a big turn off. Other fucking aspiring directors. Oh, God. And actors. Oh, my God. They're the worst. I don't know. Stick to the music. Stick to the making band posters. That's fun. But yeah, it'd be cool to make a graphic novel because it's something that I'm very skilled at, something I've done before, a long time ago, something that I would like to keep doing again. And it's the one way that, I can have total creative control over the project, like Orson Welles, All right, again, man. It just seems... Oh. Yeah. So yeah, graphic novel, vampire book. Got a few other ideas up my sleeve, but I want to do graphic novel, vampire book first because I think the idea of doing a horror comic, kind of like Narwhal's Nosferatu book, you can get very expressive, get very loose with the designs and the pages. You can have art styles kind of change from page to page and panel to panel, kind of in a kind of expressive, inventive, artistic ways, just to invoke, feelings of fear and dread and terror, Whereas like if you're always trying to do like a superhero comic, you'd want your character designs to be on point. You'd want your perspective to be spot on. You'd want your all your buildings and cars to look good. Whereas like with like a vampire book, it's like, it's just creepy monsters. Just creepy monsters in dark voids, just kind of want to make a good, scary as hell vampire book. Tired of romanticizing vampires. It's kind of what I was working on. And, that's like the first We Watch video we did, kind of testing that out, was a double feature vampire movie. We watched, what was it? Vampire Motorcycle. I bought a vampire motorcycle and a vampire dog starring Norm Macdonald as the titular vampire. Yeah, it's about a dog who ate jelly. I don't know. Lifetime movies. That's another thing I want to talk about with Meg with Trash TV. Another thing that we have a guilty pleasure for is like Lifetime original movies and Hallmark original movies. They're awful. So yeah. But yeah, I guess that's like the plan for the rest of the year. It's the first stream of April. It's Easter Monday. It's 12:30 in the morning over here, my time. Gonna hopefully release some good videos in the future. Don't know what the stream will be about Monday, but 2 Mondays from now, we'll do a Ari Aster video. Check out me and Dark Hour talking about Boogie Nights on his channel. Let's talk content. And yeah, check out some of the other previous live streams if you've got a bunch of hours to kill. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll go ahead and just close it on out. It's one of those things where I don't know. just think, call me old-fashioned, but sometimes people overstay the welcome. I don't know. I give it up for Queef, my cousin, Thunder Queef. Give it up for Megalodon, from Alex showing up, and also, of course, Blue Collar Loser. Thanks for stopping in. Glad y'all had a good time. I had fun, as usual. See you next Monday on this channel, Tales from the Dorkside. And hopefully this week we'll release either, I think, a Blank Check. I think I'm going to release Blank Check. If not, maybe Airborne. I don't know. So, I guess with that, we'll go ahead and say Daisy Ridley, Rey Skywalker, she doesn't need to be in the next Star Wars movie. Dylan Mulroney, pretty weird, bro. This Bud Light campaign. I don't know what else. It's all weird. The Mario movie, grown men obsessing over a video game movie for children. A bunch of weird shit. Anyway, it's good talking to y'all. Have a great week. Have a great month of April. And Christ is risen.